I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawn. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, party people? I'm your man. Welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. Welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. Every morning at 8:45-ish. What's good? It's good to see everybody. What's good? I'm hyped up. I am. I'm hyped. It's good to see y'all. Yo, does that bear behind me have on a man? It's the Knicks t-shirt. Man. Hey, what's good, everybody? What's good, party people? Welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. I'm your host. I'm your man, Uncle Freezy. It's good to be with y'all. Right, I see y'all in the chat. Man. I need to get this energy up in here. For some reason, I'm not feeling the energy in here. What's good? As usual, I ask when y'all come through, subscribe to the channel, so y'all be notified or you'll be notified when we jump on. Right? That goes for the people watching the live stream live, and for people watching on replay. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate the love. We appreciate all the love. People watching live and on the replay. Appreciate all the love. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all go to the Blorange Tears online mall to get your Blorange Tears family merch. Right? I'm looking at it right now. We got some stuff out there. We got some stuff, some t-shirts, some joggers. You know what I mean? Got some stuff. You know, some bucket hats. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm waiting for my stuff to come in right now. You know, I'm gonna rock that joint. Waiting on a few things to you know what I'm saying, to come through. It's good to be with y'all. Y'all ready for this roll call? Yo, y'all ready for this roll call? If you're ready for this roll call, put some thumbs up in chat. If you're ready for the roll call, put some thumbs up in the chat. I need to see some thumbs up in the chat if you're excited about the roll call, right? We got a few things, man, you know, we want to talk about. I've been getting some messages about a few different things. Got told last night that there's some stuff that people wanted to talk about. That y'all got on your mind, you know what I mean? Let me see. Okay, all right. I see you. I think Hoodie Kev had some beef with some stuff. I think some other people had some stuff going on, man. But But we'll try to touch on whatever it is that we can. Whatever we can't, we'll just rock with it. Y'all know how I go. What's good? What's good? Let me see here. Let me see before we get started. Let me see. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. A cornerstone cap too. I forgot. Let me do something real quick. Always working on something, y'all. We're always working on something. Let me see. The main thing I want to do is I'm just gonna send a message real quick. I promise. I see y'all there. I see y'all. I see y'all there. I see y'all. Just give me a second. Just a second. All right. So what do y'all want to get into first? Y'all want to do this roll call first? Or y'all want to talk about these Pelicans first? I mean, it's up to y'all. It's up to y'all. It's up to y'all. Oh, I see all these thumbs up. Y'all are mad energetic this morning. Oh, y'all are spicy this morning. I looked away and came back and I see all these thumbs up in the chat. Oh, y'all are spicy this morning. Okay. Y'all are spicy this morning. You know what? How about we just go with the roll call first? Right? How about we go with the morning roll call? Ooh, ooh. The morning roll call, baby. 19 Con Man NYC 84. What's good? Chop low. Chop was good. What's good? I see you, Chop Low. See you, brother. Decius Thomas. What's good? What's good with you? Chris Chang, my brother from another mother. What's good? I see you. Kane Jerry. Ooh. What's good, Kane Jerry? What's good? I see you. Felipe 210 is in the building. Felipe 210 is in the building. What's good? I see you. In here. I see you. Who else we got? AC is in the building. AC, what's good? I see you. Yo, J-Rock Davenport. What's good, J-Rock?
One sec. Sorry, I missed that.
Not you.
Could you say it again, please?
J-Rock, I see you. Siri, that's on demand from Siri. J-Rock Davenport. I said J-Rock Davenport, and Siri was like, I didn't hear you. Can you say it again? J-Rock Davenport. What's good? AC, what's good? Carlos S. What's good? I see y'all. Siri trying to jump in our conversation this morning. Kevin Middleton, what's good? I see you. What's happening? I see the energy. It's going to be a crazy morning. The energy is up. Hey, anybody in here ever saw that movie, Predator? The original Predator?
On it.
Siri. Not you, Siri. Anybody see that movie, Predator? And they had this cat in there named Jesse the Body Ventura. And Jesse the Body Ventura had one of the cheesiest lines in movie history, but it was fire. Jesse the Body Ventura was like, I like it. That's where I am this morning. What's good? I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Listen, and this ain't no false, fake, no kicks for clicks joint. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. Nah, we don't do that. You know what I mean? Well, we don't do that. You know what we do? We show real love. We show real love. What's good? Yo, make sure y'all share this joint on y'all social media so we can continue to grow the family. You know what I mean? We want to continue to grow. Reach out to, grow this family so that others can contribute and participate and share in the experience. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why we want others, we want to kind of grow and expand our footprint so that others can get involved and so that others can share the experience. So let's get into this Pelicans game. Right? Let's get into this Pelicans game, man. Zion, you have to say his name first. You legit have to say his name first. Before anything else, before you talk about scheme, before you talk about scheme and roster and all of that stuff, is microphone is obnoxious, bro. Man, what okay, what's going on with this microphone, bro? I'm not a big fan. I wish I could get it out of the shot. But it's like when you upgrade tech. Hold on, I have a visitor. Hold on. That was Miss Mocha. I tried to get a sneak peek of Miss Mocha in the screen, and she was like, "No." She not feeling well, man. You know what I'm saying? But thank you. Hey, thank you. So before you say, okay, so this microphone thing is weird. So before you start getting deep into the roster of the Pelicans, you have to start with Zion. Because he is not what you call a normal human being. Zion is legit. I don't know what you call a dude that's like 6'8", 270, ball of muscle that can handle, pass, shoot, defend. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like this kid. Let me acknowledge this super chat. Mama said don't trust you. Thanks for the stacks and the facts. Today is the day for RJ to make his money. Get money. What you say, huh? Get money. Devin Cruz, what's good? Carlos S says he's 284. I don't know exactly how much the dude weigh, bro. None of us know. We'll go by what the numbers say at the beginning of the season. Whatever y'all say. Okay. So you say 6'6", 280, 6'6", 284. Bro, whatever it is, whatever his measurables are, you have never seen a guy like that before in the NBA. Ever. Right? You have never seen a dude because so here's the thing, right? I said this a couple years ago, and come to find out I'm wrong already, right? When Ben Simmons was drafted, and the word out of Sixers camp was at 6'10", Ben Simmons is the fastest person on the roster. I was like, get out of here. There is no way. There is no way that Ben Simmons at 6'10", right? Brett Brown was like, the guy is a 7-footer and is the fastest person in the gym. How can you not run him at point? And I was like, okay. I've never seen anything like that before. A guy 6'10", 240 be the fastest and quickest guy on his roster at 6'10", 240. Right? So I was like, that's amazing to me. So I thought Ben Simmons was the unicorn. Until Zion was legit at whatever his measurables are. In a straight line, was the fastest guy at Duke. In a straight line, the most explosive, fastest guy at Duke in a straight line. I mean, in terms of agility, he's agile. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, bro, come on. Right? Black University was good. It was good. So I'm amazed by Zion, right? I am. I'm genuinely amazed by Zion. Right? I'm amazed at what this person can do at his age and size and experience. Right? Jason Madden says, Black Messiah is going to have his hands full tonight. Going to be a good game. Yes. Yes. This kid, bro, I read an article on or from or through Bleacher Report. I think what Bleacher Report does is Bleacher Report accumulates tweets and articles and puts them in one place for you to read them. I read an article and they're saying my computer is sending updates as we speak. This is so awesome. Thank you, technology. Technology is undefeated. So the article I read on Bleacher Report says that the other night, Zion Williamson took the inbound pass 35 times and brought the ball up the court 35 times. Initiate the offense 20-something times. That is bananas. Right? Not grabbed a rebound and pushed it. Got the inbound pass like a point guard. Y'all don't understand what I'm telling y'all. The dude is their point guard with Lonzo out. Are we serious right now? Are we serious? Is that what we have to handle right now? Right? So let me check to see what their record is like the last 10 games. So in the last 10 games, these kids are 6-4, right? They've won 3 in a row. They've won 3 in a row. And they're 6-4 in their last 10 games. I'm telling you that we're going to have our hands full tonight, even though this team has a losing record. Robert Paul was good. The homies in the building. Robert Paul was good. Carlos S. says RJ is going to try to recruit Zion tonight. Bro, they were best friends at Duke now. Let's not get it twisted. These dudes were best friends at Duke, right? I think there was a play. I don't know if it was the busted shoe play or if it was whatever play it was. Zion looked like he got hurt, and you can see the concern on RJ's face, like it was like his little brother got hurt or his big brother got hurt or whatever it is. Like these dudes genuinely care about each other. Right? These dudes care about each other. But tonight, between those lines, RJ Barrett wants to destroy you, Zion. RJ Barrett wants to destroy you. Listen, it don't matter. I think you're going to see a lot of RJ Barrett versus Brandon Ingram. It's the luck of the draw. The two dudes, they play similar positions. Right. So CP the artist is saying that Uncle Freezy be like, now the joy of the world, of my world, is in Zion. No. I did play the song, though. I did play the song. It did come back. Because, that Lauryn Hill album was fire. Let's not get it twisted. Even though some people say it might not be her album. Even though some people say that might not be her. Oh my God, that was so petty. That was so. Hey, my bad, man. My bad to all the Lauryn Hill fans out there. I just think she's a tad bit overrated. Right. I think she's a tad bit overrated. And so cats are like, Uncle Freezy hate everybody. No, I don't hate everybody. Chef NYK is in the building. What's good? What's good? So the thing is, hey, so the thing on the street is that when you do live streams and stuff, you ain't supposed to just shout out one chatter over another, like one person in the virtual chat. I don't care about that. I don't go by conventional rules, bro. I don't go by conventional rules. I'm shouting out all my people, right? I'm shouting out my people. I'm showing love to my people, right? Right. The conventional wisdom is get a topic. Make sure you stick to the topic. Make sure the title matches the topic. And then that way, the people that clicked on your video, hey, listen, I understand all that stuff. I dig it. I dig it. But listen, I'm showing love. Screw all that stuff. How about let's show some love first? And y'all, for the record, there's no beef between me and CP the artist. How it works is I am a live stream host, and CP the artist is an egomaniac. And sometimes there is beef between a live stream host that wants to provide a dope live stream for multiple people, and an egomaniac that wants to hog the camera. So sometimes there'll be some friction there, right? So shout out to CP the artist for being an egomaniac. And Hoodie Kev. So shout out to CP the artist and Hoodie Kev. Morocco Joe's in the building. It was good. What's good? Allah Wise. What's good? What's good? What's good? So getting back to the topic, man. I believe we can beat the Pelicans. But we have some things going against us, though. So for one, the game is on the road. For two, the Knicks have not won 4 games in a row. For three, the Knicks tend to play down to their competition. All of these things point to the Knicks frustrating us and losing. All of these things point to what CP the artist said. All the joy in my world is in Zion. All the joy in my world. Yeah, pointing to that tonight. Right. Yo, so our guy, let me see. Let me check out. Black Thought? Streams of Thought? Black Thought. Okay, moving on. Zion. I think Zion is going to be a crazy matchup for us tonight. Right? I think Zion is going to be an insatiable matchup. I don't know who can defend him, let alone with the Knicks, but anybody in the NBA who can guard him. Right? Let's just hope he makes a lot of mistakes tonight against us. Rick Pennington was good. Was good. Was good. Was good. Alawa says 113.99 tonight. The Knicks get the dub. Winston Ellis, what's good? Winston Ellis says crowd to paint. I don't know. I think it's gonna be tough, bro. Because they have Steven Adams and Jackson Hayes. They have Zion. They have Brandon Ingram. They have a bunch of they have a bunch of really good players. So Rick Pennington says, "We ain't scared of the Pelicans. Let's go. Nah, I ain't scared no. Bro, come on. Stop playing. Stop playing, bro. Stop playing. You know I ain't scared of nobody. You know what I think. With 17 games left to go, I think we going 17-0. Y'all know how I rock. Come on, bro. Y'all know how I rock. Cats be like, that's unrealistic. So is life. Life is unrealistic. Right? Like the most random stuff happens to you all the time. You like, how did that happen? Like, how did I get a flat tire? You know what I'm saying? Why is it raining on my birthday? Random things happen, bro. Dripmore's in the building. Dripmore says, good day, my Blorange tears brethren. What's good? What's good? I like our odds against anybody. Anybody. Young Income is like, yeah, shout out to Uncle Freezy in the chat. Nah, bro, shout out to you. What's good? When you come jumping back on the live stream, what's good? Rick Pennington says, I saw a focus shift in the last game. I need to see it till vacation. I feel you. I feel you there. I'm with you. Team, all 17, word, no doubt. No doubt. No doubt. So I'm not overlooking the Pelicans, right? But I am kind of, sort of. I think this is a dub tonight. Right? I think this is a W. Right? I don't want to overlook them. Right? But I also am looking forward to the Dallas Mavericks game in Dallas. So, in case I don't know, the Julius Randle Revenge Tour has one stop in New Orleans. He played in New Orleans. And then Friday night, or whatever night it is, we play Dallas. He's from Dallas, Texas. So the Julius Randle Revenge Tour is going to have multiple stops. Multiple stops. Right? So who do you expect? Yo, there's a Tone Wu sighting. What's good? There is a Tone Wu sighting, and here is proof. Tone Wu. So here's the thing. What role player / veteran do you expect to step up tonight? Who do you expect to get contributions from? Who do you expect to get contributions from? Do you expect to get more contributions from Elfrid Payton? Elfrid Payton was once a Pelican. Elfrid Payton may be the reason why they got Zion. Thank you, Elfrid Payton. LT, what's good? Man, I'm roasting in here. Hold on for a second. Had to adjust the temperature in here. The old man was getting a little toasty. The old man was getting so check this out. I don't know what starting lineup the Pelicans are going to roll out, right? I don't know what lineup they're going to roll out. Yo, what is that you have on your head, bro? I ain't even say good morning first. Excuse me. I didn't even say good morning.
The number one franchise in all of America, all of the world, baby.
Let's
number
go.
One franchise in all the world.
Let's go, Knicks. Let's go.
What's
Knicks.
good, Unc?
Hey, what's good, bro? How you doing this morning?
Slow motion. Slow day at the job.
Yeah, man. Hey, you know what we say, man. Slow motion is better than no motion. Thank you, baby. Slow motion is better than no motion. Huh?
What you was talking about? I just came in.
Oh, you just jumped in. Okay, so what I was saying is that the Mets are the best baseball team in New York City, right? And I was also saying that Zion has been playing point forward for the Pelicans, which is a challenge for us because our best player is power forward also. And if he has to waste that energy on defense to defend Zion, then we may be in a struggle offensively, you know what I'm saying? Because Julius Randle expending energy being the number one option and defending the other team's best player may put us in the grind.
Yeah, that's facts. That's why it's so hard to be a two-way player in this league. People don't understand how hard it is to be a two-way player because you exert so much energy on that defensive end, and then you got to come right back and play offense, and you need all your energy.
Right.
Yeah, I think I see that.
And we're not switchable either because our starting small forward is about 200 pounds.
You know, This is where Tibbs got to get creative at. You understand what I'm saying? This is where he got to go to, and he just got to get creative. You know, how tall is Zion? Zion is what, 6'7", 6'8", 6'9"?
Something like that. Something like that. Like 6'6", 6'7".
You know, as crazy as it sounds, I'll take Frank on them. I'll make them change that.
Right.
I'll make them change it. I'll make them take the ball out of his hand. So I'll sick Frank on him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Pick him up full court and let Frank take care of him.
Right. Especially full court. When we get in half court, I ain't gonna lie, because I like your thinking. Right. I didn't know, I didn't think that far ahead, but maybe Frank full court, and then when we get in half court, zone them up, make them beat us in a zone or something. You know what I'm saying? Something like that, where we can take advantage of our resources, which would be a detriment to their resources. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, look, Miami do it to us all the time, so it's about time for us to do it to somebody. You know, make them play our way. You know, take the ball out of his hand. That's what they got to do, because you don't want Julius guarding him and getting in foul trouble. So you don't want him picking them up. And then that starting lineup, the other one to be RJ, but RJ gonna have his hands full with Ingram.
Yo, so Floyd Trey in the building. Quiet Money in the building. What's good? Sorry about that, bro. I be shouting out my people, man. I love my people, man.
Those my people too.
Yeah. For sure. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't mind doing some type of strategic adjustment in order to show New Orleans a different look. Right. Yeah. Or because the reason why I brought it up is because Julius Randle's backup is yet to be determined. Right. So we know Obi gets those minutes, but you're not gonna be confident that Obi can be a defensive stopper for Zion. Nobody's confident in that. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
So what do you do then? Do you explore using quickness over size? You know what I'm saying?
I would do that.
Right.
I would do that.
Right.
Because this way, like, if you put Frank out there, say you got a lineup of Frank, RJ, Randle, let's say Burks, or let's say whoever's starting at the point guard, let's say EP, right? So you got EP, and you may start it with Bullock, right? But he's too small. He's too small to guard anybody on that team. So he's not going to be able to just hang out with Ingram. So you're going to put RJ on Ingram. So then you're going to have to bring in Frank as soon as possible.
Right.
You're going to have to.
Hey, D, I wouldn't start him. No, you can't start him. I wouldn't
start him, but I will bring him in. I will bring them in to disrupt what they got going on, and let somebody else bring the ball up.
Right.
You know.
Right. So the other night against the Kings, the Pelicans starting lineup was Eric Bledsoe, Steven Adams, Brandon Ingram, Wesley Iwundu, and Zion. So they basically started Bledsoe at guard, started 3 forwards, and Steven Adams.
Yeah.
I'm not for sure. I'm not for sure. I'm not for sure if that lineup scares me at all. I'm not for sure if that lineup scares me. Hey, Shake France, what's good? Nick the Wick is in the building. Ryan Green, we see you. Chris, what's good? What's good? Hey, AD, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Good. How you doing, brother?
Good morning. I'm doing pretty good. What's going on? What's going on, gentlemen? How y'all doing this morning?
Hey, man.
I'm
well.
Ready for? Are we ready for a win?
I got this one in the bag.
Okay. Because when you start off asking about who's gonna be Julius's backup today, that's an open-ended kind of question. It allows for the invasion of certain folks to come on here and to express about the K word. I'm not even gonna mention his name, the K word, and how they
Right.
and how he's not playing and all that good stuff. This is a good test, not only for the team, but for Julius to kind of, play against someone who's athletically better than he is, which is no shame, because Zion is athletically better than 70% of the league, 75% of the league, if not more. So it's a good matchup, kind of mirror a little bit because they both handle the ball, but hopefully the Knicks, stay the course, stay the course, and another hard fought, rough, tumble game. I don't care what the score looks like, as long as we're on top.
Right. I'm with you.
Mm-hmm. One of the key things I think we also got to do, we got to keep Steven Adams off them offensive boards from catching them offensive rebounds. We got to do that.
Yeah.
Our big boys, they're gonna have to play big. I'm looking at his stats from the other night. We got 5 offensive rebounds.
Right.
So you got to keep them off. You got to keep them off them offensive rebounds. So we need to do a good job at rebounding and avoid giving them second chance opportunities.
Right.
Yeah, I would put RJ. I wanted to put Bullock on Ingram. I would start Barrett on Ingram. And put Bullock on. What's the other guy name? How you pronounce his name? Awunda?
Oh, Awundu.
Awundu? Yeah, I put him on him. He's the lesser of the two. I would put Bullock on him. And then you just gotta do it by committee. The way our team played against the Lakers was an all-out team effort on defensive end, right? So you force them to make 25 turnovers, and the Pelicans is not the Lakers, right? So
no, not the Lakers.
If you do defense by committee, then we should be all right. Do defense by committee.
DB Civilized, what's good? Andrew College, what's good? What's good, peoples? I like his strategy. Here's my question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen when you implement all that defense? What's going to happen to our offense?
Well, this is the thing with our offense, right? And then we were talking about it in the chat the other night. So as long as we stay away from that ISO ball, and that ISO ball almost got us in trouble against the Lakers. ISO ball almost got us in trouble against the Raptors. They have to stay away from that. Julius can't be the hero all the time. You see how when RJ was having a bad game, he had a bad game the other night, right?
Right.
But it didn't stop him from playing and doing other things. You see what I'm saying? We know that it was Julius' night, right? We know it was his night, but it was too much one-on-one basketball. And when we start playing one-on-one basketball, that's a lot of our losses come when we do that. So if they stay away from that ISO ball and move that ball,
right,
that gets everybody in a good rhythm. It's because it's hard to get into a rhythm when you just standing around, you watching Julius go to work, right? It's hard to get into a rhythm. You know, eight guys are just standing around.
And so what people don't remember, man, what Knicks fans don't remember is that's the reason why we couldn't advance with Carmelo.
Exactly.
Right. You remember the Carmelo years when we had this talent, and when Carmelo started cooking and ISOing, the offense got so stagnant that nobody else on the floor, no matter how offensively gifted they were, we couldn't generate offense. Like it was amazing what the offense looked like with Carmelo off the floor with Mike Bibby on the floor. You remember Mike Bibby as a Knick?
Yeah, I remember.
You remember that?
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, he was washed. He was washed, right? But at the same time, there was continuity to the units that he played on. People forget about Mike Bibby. right? They forget about what the offense looked like with Ray Felton or with Jeremy Lin and Amari Stoudemire, how everybody was involved. Tyson Chandler had a 20-point, 25 rebound game with one time with Jeremy Lin. You know what I'm saying? I think that was with Jeremy Lin. Maybe it was, may have been with Ray Felton. But my point is when players start standing around, it takes all the continuity out of offense and it makes your offense predictable.
Yep.
That's what it happened to us in the Timberwolves game.
Mm-hmm. It happens a lot. It happens a lot. It happens a lot. And I sit there and I watch and I try to, I try to talk to the TV and hope Julius hear me through the TV. You know what I mean? Stop with the ISO ball. So I'm yelling at the TV, hoping he hear me,
right.
Somehow, some way, through the universe.
Right.
Even when we came down to that Toronto game, you seen when he was doing it was ISO Randle, right? And that's how we almost lost the game.
Right.
So my thing was to him, and we in the chat. So I'm saying to the guys, that he has to trust his teammates.
Right.
You know what I mean? Stop trying to play hero ball because it almost cost us because he turned the ball over, right?
Right.
Come back down, and then the next assuming play, what he do? He hit RJ off for the 3. Game over.
Right.
Trust your teammates. Julius have to know how to and live with you trust your teammates and you live with the results. That's it.
Right. Right.
That's it. Make the right play, make the right read, and live with the results.
Right. So what you think, AD?
Well, I think I trust Julius with the ball. I trust Julius with the ball more than anybody else. And he hasn't shown last year's selfishness, over dribbling, turning, looking to. I think for anything, it's maybe the timing of when he decides to make his moves and the passes, because he'll get lost in that jump pass.
Right.
And some teams have looked at it. Some teams have caught on to it a little bit, where in the last second, instead of him taking the shot, he'll look to make the pass. If he doesn't, if he stay away from that for the most part, be more decisive in his decision making, I have no problem with Julius Randle, because I've said this 1,000 times on this podcast and other podcasts. Julius is your point guard. Julius is the one who directs the offense for the most part. He's the one that finds Bullock coming off the screen. Finds Burks in the corner. Finds RJ on that short 3-point line that he likes so much. So it's about Julius just cleaning up, some of the bad habits, which is the jump pass, which is that for me. I don't mind him taking the shots, because you really didn't see games of Julius shooting 20 times and better. We've seen that a couple of times, but when Julius is in his bag, he's shooting somewhere between 13 to 16 shots, somewhere in there. So if he stays to that, and we get guys, because you never know from night in, night out, who's going to be his second and his third. Whoever steps up, I'm fine with it. As long as Julius, plays his floor game, we take the breaks that we have. Sometimes when I see it in the offense, because they like to play at a certain pace, they'll give up a fast break, in order to get everyone down to set up. Take the occasional breaks that you get.
Right.
Take the occasional breaks that you get, and you'll see the benefits of it. You know what I'm saying? So this is another tough game. As I've said before, I haven't seen anyone outside of the Brooklyn teams that we, the few times we played them, that made me concerned. And that's within the whole league. That's everybody. Outside of Brooklyn, I haven't seen a team that's like, well, we can't beat them.
What about the Sixers?
Even the Sixers. Mm-hmm. When we played against them, we played them tough.
Okay.
I'm not afraid of the Sixers. I gotta agree. I'm not afraid of them either. I don't think I definitely know our team not afraid of them. It is something about that team that's it just lacks something. You know.
I
Yeah,
don't know,
I
man.
can't put my finger on it, but they lack something. You understand? I don't know if it's when the playoff time, if they lack heart. I know Embiid definitely lack heart come playoff time. You know what I mean? Simmons, he can't shoot, but he could defend, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I just know Embiid, he ain't got no heart. He's all that. And you know he does that a lot. So
you think so?
If he could talk you out to a game,
right,
then more power to him. You know, but when he went in with them big boys in the playoff time, all that don't mean nothing. You know, your game got to step up.
Right.
And they worry about.
Hey, AD, I'm gonna step away for a little bit just to use the restroom, man. I've been drinking that water. I'll be right back, okay? I'll be right back.
AD. They worry about, you know, those two, their young core and how they play with one another. They worry about his jump shot. You know, Doc Rivers has been able to come in and like tell him to play your game. You don't have a jump. When they assess this kid, you know, if he only had a jump shot, if he can only make a three, it's not his game.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? He's a floor general that's all-world defensive player that can pass the ball, that can run. I don't want him thinking about, well, if he doesn't make this jump shot, you know, his game is gone. If he can't make that three, no, he's 6'10", 6'11". Whoever you're gonna guard him, you're gonna use to guard him anywhere inside the foul line, whatever, it's gonna be in trouble because you can't defend that. You can't defend what he can give you. Plus, he's not a selfish guy where he's just gonna look for his. He's gonna make the right pass. He's gonna get the assist. So, you know, they're coming to a place. If not this year, the next offseason, where they're gonna have to decide where they're going with this team. You know, where they're going with this team, like who, you know, and I hate that whose team it is, but it's more of a philosophy. You know, who are we from game to game? You know, is this Embiid's team? Is this his team? You know, who are they from game to game?
I think that's where they run into the problem of trying to figure that part out. You know, it's you know, when it's playoff, like, you know, when it's just get down to the playoff, and you're able to key in on teams' like weaknesses, right? Because you have all these games of being able to watch film on this particular team. It's not like, all right, on to the next team. You know what I mean? You might lose, but then you know why you lost. You understand what I'm saying? So teams in the playoffs, you know, it's a slow pace, so you can't get out and run. And between Embiid and Ben Simmons, that it don't register for a good playoff. I don't know why. You understand what I'm saying? That style of play, them big men that back you down, he scores a lot of points, but them big men that do that, it's obsolete in this game. They want floor spacing. So if Embiid can't space that floor out, then it's going to be a problem. I think that's one of the problems they fall into when it comes playoff time, because he want to back down and be in the post.
And he drifts because he has a nice outside game. He'll drift to the outside and he'll stay there. I'm like, well, you're not exactly spacing the floor, because then who's anchoring the post? You know,
somebody down there rebound. Yeah,
down there. In a game like where you're going up against Noel's, okay, I like Noel's, good shot blocker, good interior guy, and beat his 280 before lunch. He's probably closer to 300 pounds. I'm fouling you out. You're 210 pounds, maybe. You can't go. You're gonna have to double. You're gonna have to double. So therefore, if I want to post, I'm gonna have to double. Let me find the gentleman, you know, the player who's available, who's open. That's kind of always been their thing, is being able to, one, getting Embiid in proper shape, which is this might be the best condition that I've ever seen him in his 7-8 years he's been in the league so far.
Mm-hmm.
And 2, his game when it comes down to it, where are we gonna get him the ball? How are we gonna explain to him that we need him in certain parts of the game on the floor where he can take advantage of his size and against the guy who's playing with? Because when he goes outside, he takes the load off guys worrying about him on the interior, because you don't have to then worry about his offensive rebounding.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about that, because no matter how good you are from one day to another in shooting your outside shot, it's still more difficult to shoot a 23-footer versus a 5, 10, 12-footer, which he has in his game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, but even like I said, even them, I haven't been concerned. Wouldn't be concerned about them in the playoffs if we were to meet up against them. I haven't seen a team outside of Brooklyn that makes me feel like we can't beat them, a game 2, 3 in a series, whatever.
Yeah. I don't see a team. Brooklyn, they scared me too. They scared me. Just because of what when all 3 of them was on that floor, we ain't never seen nothing like this before. I know they want to compare that team to the Golden State team, but I don't see that. I don't see that.
No, that's not a Golden. No, they're not a Golden State team. They don't move the ball as effortlessly as Golden State would. Harden is playing his best position, which is the floor general, especially for that particular team. Harden doesn't need for you to set plays up for him, but everyone else needs for him to be able to distribute the ball on time and not hog the ball. Their problem going into are they going to be healthy? As an organization, they had to be scared that they had to rest KD for a whole month. They had to sit him down for a whole month, because why? That leg is not 100%.
No.
And when you start hearing calf muscle, calf strain, ankle, this, that only lets you know that still not 100%. How far can he carry them, or can he play his part in that? You're talking 1, 2, 3 series before the finals. That's a lot of wear and tear.
And that's why they don't want to match up. See, at the end of the day, I don't think no team want to match up against us in the East, due to the fact of our defense. You understand? So it'd be like the Miami Heat was last year, and no team want to face them either. No team want to face. I don't even want to face the Miami Heat. You understand what I'm saying? And the reason why I don't want to face it, because it seems like they just have our number. And that's how it be sometimes. Some teams just have other teams' numbers. Miami makes us, supposedly he makes Tibbs play his kind of style of play. When he put Bam on, they put their center on Julius. It makes it difficult for Julius to really get going. You understand? So unless we have other players, then you got Butler on RJ. So it's like, now we need the rest of the guys to step up. And that's where our problem it falls into it. We don't make the proper adjustments that we're supposed to make. But I tell you, as far as defense go, no team wants to play. No team wants to face us. So let's say we finish in the 6th spot, right? Miami is currently in the 6th spot, right? We are half the game, whatever. So let's say we be better than them. Let's say, matter of fact, we finish in the 5th spot, and then we got to play Atlanta, because Atlanta look like they probably going. Atlanta might even pass the Bucks. Atlanta might pass the Bucks. So let's say with 17 games left, right? A month left in the season. Let's say, because Atlanta actually 5 games back in the lowest column, so they might not catch the Bucks. So let's say we finish in the 4th spot, because we got a better chance of catching catching the guys that's in front of us. Boston, Miami, Charlotte. We got a better chance of catching them because they got tough schedules moving forward. So let's say we finish in the 5th spot. We play Atlanta. There's no doubt in my mind that we'll beat Atlanta. You know, there's no doubt in my mind. Then moving to the next round, we would play Brooklyn. No matter of fact, we would play Philly, and that's where we run into problems at. But it's the playoff time, and B don't show up. So, you know, it remains to be seen. I'm looking at the schedule, and it's in the standings, I should say, and it's looking like, I hate to say this, and believe me, AB, I hate to say it, but man, if we make the playoff, we might make a little noise in the playoffs.
I don't know.
I mean? I don't want to get too ahead of myself. And anybody that knows me know I like to just talk for the now. So I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But I'm looking at the team that's in front of us.
One game at a time, because when I go there, I had to get out of that mindset, because when I go there, I then start thinking about moves that we should have made to help bolster the lineup, and why we couldn't do that, and takes me off the focus of what we have here and now, and the players we have here, and we'll worry about the future when the future presents itself. But you are kind of right. It's like if we get in there, we look like we can play with anybody.
Yep.
Is it saying we look like we can play with anybody, but it's a one step at a time, one piece at a time, one chess move at a time. That's how we have to take it, because we can't look at, of any help coming. That ship is passed already. We on the island. We Gilligan's Island. We out here. We on the island. Nothing else. Jay Boogie. Jay Boogie. Salute. I see you got that Giants hat on. I'm gonna let you rock today with that Giants hat on.
You gonna let him live, boss? You gonna let him live?
Let you live today. I'm gonna let you live today, God. But normally I would have something to say.
Hey, AD, you so special, man, and you so special, sir. If it's gonna help you continue on, I'll take it off.
No, sir.
Because the hat don't make me a giant. My heart makes me a giant.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
I
the
hear
one you great, man. I just, man, don't let me interrupt, AD, because I've been listening to your whole segment, man. You kicking it. Man, go ahead, man.
Step on in, brother. Come on in.
Hey,
Give us that Jay Boogie lift that we need this morning. That intro that we need this morning.
Word up, Jay Boogie. I've been lagging this morning, so I need some giddy up.
Man.
Yeah, and we was just chopping it up about that. We was like I was legit backstage just listening. Just listening, right? I was like, yo, I could jump in right now, but I ain't want to distract AD, man. He on a roll. I kind of like this right here. You know what I'm saying? Because people forget, yo, I'm a fan of the show as well. Like when y'all get on y'all roll, right. I'm like, do I jump in right here and be a distraction, or do I just chill out and stay back here backstage and just let my man rock?
I'm definitely a fan. I'm definitely a fan of the show and all of the different panelists that come on. I was listening yesterday. I was trying to come on yesterday, but I couldn't. But so I listened to all the different points and so forth. And yesterday's show was a really good show as well. But that's what we're fans of the organization. Right. We're lifers. That's just what it is. We could get mad today, and tomorrow it's all forgiven. We're back. We're not going anywhere. We'll cuss, carry on about this player versus that player, why, when, where. But we are who we are, and we're Knickerbocker fans. Period. Right. And that's where it's from the root. It's from the root.
If I may, I want to build on a point that you were making when I was backstage, right, about the Sixers. Bro, I feel like if we're fortunate enough, and I know this might be dream scenario, right? But if we're fortunate enough to catch the 76ers in the second round, bro. So for one, let me say this. For one, Doc Rivers doesn't have, a successful track record of getting talented teams out of the second round. I think he did it a couple times. One time he won the championship. But with the Clippers, the second round was their ceiling, right? And then the Sixers by themselves, recently, the second round has been their ceiling, right? So together, Doc Rivers and the Sixers together, I feel like the second round may be their ceiling, and that is a plus for us if we catch them in the second round.
And they quickly put him in the captain's chair. As soon as he lost, as soon as the Clippers let him go, they quickly put him in.
Right.
And no, I don't want to say no knock and then knock him. Bump that. Let me knock him.
Right.
Never been a fan of Doc as a coach.
Right.
Because I thought those Clipper teams, underachieved with him.
Right.
Especially last year in the playoffs where we never saw Kawhi frustrated, flustered, whatever. Right. In that fourth quarter, he was melting down. And as the coach, he couldn't do anything to help stem the tide.
He didn't know what buttons to press. Right?
Yeah.
Because and for one thing, what Doc didn't do last year with Kawhi and Paul George was he didn't let Paul George be a playmaker and let Kawhi play off of him. He let Kawhi be the playmaker and then spotted Paul George up for three.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so what are you doing? What are you doing? Well, you could have got anybody in the world to be a spot-up shooter. You got to let Paul George be a creator, a facilitator.
You got to let George do something that you don't have on the team, which is a real point guard, person to set the direction of your offense.
Right.
To corral things down. Yeah, that's not Paul George's normal position, but he has the ability to do such.
Right.
To play that Scottie Pippen type role where I can get my numbers wherever. I can get my numbers within the game. But once it started going down, first of all, Denver was up several times during that series, or Denver was down several times during that series.
The Clippers had a 3-1 series lead.
3-1, and they couldn't drive the stake. They couldn't drive the stake. And if your ownership, they had to fire him.
Yes.
I knew they were going to fire him. They had to fire him because there's no. We traded our whole future for Paul George. We let Kawhi tell us what he needed to come here. You're a championship level coach. Can't take that away from you. We needed you to help with those pieces, to put them together like Lego, and you couldn't do it. You allowed Denver to outplay you every time they were down, 12, 18, 20. They just kept in the playoff.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, Doc, you have been living off that one championship forever.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, AD, you remember Casey Jones used to coach the Celtics?
Of course.
Yes.
Bro, does Doc Rivers not remind you of Casey Jones? Like legit in the big moment, they like, what we gonna do, coach? And Casey Jones is like, Larry Bird's like, give me the ball, get out of the way.
Yeah, give it to Larry. That's what they're supposed to do. At that time of the game is why you looking at me. You got Larry. Give it to Larry.
Right. And they were like, yo, coach, what we gonna do? Right, the Lakers on an 11-0 run. We were up by 20. Now we only up by 9. What do we do right here, coach? Casey Jones is like, That's why they fired him. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Celtics were like, we wasted Larry Bird's prime with a dude that can't get over the hump. And it kind of reminded me what you said about Kawhi Leonard and Doc Rivers. But you know what though? You know what? that is a plus for us.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's a plus for us. Because if we mess around and catch, say, if we mess around and catch somebody in the first round, like say we get that 4-5 matchup, and we beat it depends. Because to me, 4-5 matchup, it really don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? Because most games series gonna go 6 games anyway. So you got 3 home and 3 away anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's say for instance we catch Atlanta in that 5 spot and we the 4 seed, or they the 4 seed and we the 5 seed. I like our chances against Atlanta.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying? And then in the second round, if we catch Philadelphia, this season go from being a Leon Rose trying to retool just to we might have something special on our hands.
I like my chances against any coach who's been coaching for a long time. Any coach who's been absolutely any coach that's been here coaching for a long time. Why? They stuck in their way. Stuck in their way. They'll do things. They'll do they'll go back to what they're used to. You know, one of the reasons why I wasn't pissed with Woody going and everybody. Remember last week for the last 2 weeks that was the talk. The Knicks are falling because Woody's not here. And where are we gonna go without Woody? And Woody was this and Woody was that. Like, look, no disrespect to Woody. Woody, we won 17 straight games in 2013 going in from regular season to when we beat Boston 3 straight, the first 17 straight games. We win the Boston series. And remember, the final game, we're up 26 in the 4th quarter. Right?
Top of the morning to you, fellas. How's everybody feeling, man? Jay Boogie, Worldwide West, AD, I apologize. Keep rolling, bro.
No problem. No problem, bro.
Man.
All right.
We're 26 in the 4th quarter. Felton's nervous with the ball. He can't stem the tide. So finally, Melo has to then take the ball, bring the ball up, disseminate the ball, take the big shot. Woody, okay, let's move past that.
Right.
Going into the first game against Indiana, what was the lineup that had us cooking those last 20 games or so? The lineup with Prigioni, Ray, and so forth. What does he do? Game number 1, he starts Kenyon Martin.
Yeah.
That's where we lost the series. Why? He let Martin lobby that Indiana's a big team and we need to go big against Indiana. No, we needed to do what got us there, which was the small ball lineup.
Right.
So when Woody left, I wasn't one that was crying for Woody, and I wasn't looking for excuses to why we lost a couple of games, but because Woody, we didn't have Woody, and Woody talks to the players. You have 8 offensive coaches at least.
Right.
8. If someone can't step up and take in his role and whatever he does off camera, gets him the milkshake or whatever, then why do we have 8 assistant coaches?
Well, a lot of coaches, you know what I'm saying, they're on that sideline and they're not utilizing them chess pieces. They really want to use the black and red board and just play checkers, you know what I'm saying? When you got a bunch of horses and rooks, you know what I'm saying, everything out there, you know what I'm saying, you need to push them pieces, you know what I'm saying? Take advantage of your chess pieces and, outthink them, man. That's a strategy game, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just wanting to hop and skip and jump and jump over pieces, you know what I'm saying? But first thing first, let me shout out to, you know what I'm saying, y'all great men, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Freezy himself, my brother L, you know what I'm saying? The real AD Anthony Davis. And I see my man Cornerstone, he don't came aboard. Cornerstone. Shout out to the chat, everybody that's watching and follow, man. Good morning, man. Up you wake, you know what I'm saying? Your eyelids is unattached, man. You got life today. Prepare yourself to do anything that great man above you, and you know what I'm saying, has provided you with this element of life. Do what you need to do and what you want to do, you know what I'm saying? To secure your foundation, you know what I'm saying? Protect yourself, love your loved ones, man. That thing that's still out there is not racist. Don't care who it is, you know what I'm saying? Wash your hands, you know what I'm saying? Lysol, spray yourself, you know what I'm saying? Watch what you're doing, man. Protect yourself, man. And my heart blessings go out there to that Minnesota situation, man. You're dealing with some tough times, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to air that out, you know. But Freezy, you're right. Be honest with you, man. Philly don't want to play us. Atlanta don't want to play us. It's a lot of teams out there that they looking at, you know, they looking at the Knicks coming in and being in the playoffs. They saying, yo, I really want to duck and dodge them, man. Because that defense we got, man, we got a solid defense. We don't have no offense. We ain't scoring no points. Everything we pretty much doing is defensive work, you know what I'm saying? And when you play defense, that's something people don't want to play against, especially when you playing defense 1, 2 to 5, and plus maybe 3 other guys off the bench. We got an 8-man rotation defense strategy, you know what I'm saying? With a coach strategizing the defense, you know what I'm saying? So I don't be looking at too many teams on what we gonna do to them or how can we play them and this player and that player. Man, forget them jokers. How they gonna go against us, man? That's what they need to start preparing for. Because we here right now. We here to stay. You know what I'm saying? For a long time, you know what I'm saying? Coming years and years and years coming. You know what I'm saying? We don't overcame all the bad years that we don't have, you know what I'm saying? But now this is our time. We gotta start appreciating our Knicks, you know what I'm saying? The hard work they put in, you know what I'm saying, since the first game of the season. This is real hard work that them guys is laying down on that court every single day. And majority of the time when we lose and lose to a bigger team, we lost ourselves. They're not beating us, you know what I'm saying? We doing what we got to do on that court. And I appreciate everything we got going on this year, you know what I'm saying? I salute to the Knicks and salute to everybody supporting our Knicks, everybody that's taking the time and effort to go ahead on the podcast, the motivate and preach about our team and everything, man. This is our time right now, you know what I'm saying? This ain't the Nets and all that. This is the New York Knicks area right here, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to hear about how the Lakers didn't have LeBron and they ain't had Anthony Davis. They ain't had them when they beat the Nets. So it is what it is when they came into the Garden, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate and love everything that we got going on, man. And salute to everybody, man, that's following, man, and, you know, supporting Freezy in this motivation. Because this man give it to us, you know what I'm saying, 2 out of the 3 days. Once in the breakfast and once in the, you know what I'm saying, dinner. He skipped over lunch for y'all, man. So you got to support, man, and appreciate this man right here. You know what I'm saying? The only time he taking off is lunch, man.
That's right.
Everything else, he's on there participating, giving it to you, man. So love and support, Freezy, man.
That's right. Partying on the mothership.
Hey, I was on the Cornerstone. I was on the machine last night. Just you going through, you know how. So I'm doing the graveyard shift, right? Doing the graveyard shift.
Yeah.
Like you know, working on machines, like maintenance stuff. Just you know.
Yeah.
And my joint come on. Star Child. Star Child. Rocking for the mothership.
Please, other than this panel and maybe a few people in the chat, a la G-Man for life, they don't know nothing about it, man. They don't know nothing about George Clinton. They don't know nothing about it.
I got bridges. Bro,
I don't know nothing about no George Clinton. I don't know nothing about no George Clinton.
Oh,
wow. Wow.
I had my Jumpman tool stuff laying around, you know, kind of by myself. And I said, I heard my man come on, Star Child. Represent the mothership.
Yeah.
And I saw it. Oh, yeah, exactly. I was about to say that.
Not just
doing the little old man dance by the tools.
The motor
yeah, man.
Just know when the morning come, and if you hear any noise, it's me and the boss.
That baseline.
If they were out today, trying to do those concerts, they would get shut down in every city. Those shows, those concerts. I mean, just taking a look at them. I was a shorty, you know, the older people go to those concerts or whatever. But when you see, you know, the taking look the flashbacks of those concerts was X-rated.
They were
Yeah.
flat. And the thing about it, like when the last few years, at my park here, I'm playing for New Jersey, they have like in the summertime, they have like summer concerts. And a few people would show up. But when George Clinton and the P-Funk All-Stars come out, that park is packed.
Packed. And so some of the joints, some of the joints are so iconic that like when you hear them, you got to kind of stop what you're doing and just let the moment take over.
Yeah.
Like when you like when you get a little older, if you ever been through something, like if you ever been through something tragic or been through like a little rough spot in your life, when something reminds you of the good times, you kind of get in that mindset where you just like stop what you're doing,
right,
and just reminisce on the good times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
every album that they did was a good time.
Yes.
Every album that they did was a good time.
Bro. It was too much of a good time.
Yeah. Because I have a little because I carry my phone with me, right? And then I listen to the music in my earbuds.
Right.
But when the jam come on, when I hear some Ain't No Stopping Us Now. Hey, I can't do that in the earbuds, bro. I gotta put that on the speaker.
Oh, of course,
you know
of course.
Hey, that gotta go straight to the speaker for everybody to hear it. You know,
exactly. And that song right there, that's what the Knicks are right now. Ain't no stopping us. I don't know where this road is going to lead us to, in the playoffs. Because newsflash, we are making the playoffs.
We are making the playoffs, bro.
We are making the playoffs.
Yes. We are making the playoffs.
We are making the playoffs. So
newsflash to CP and those rooting for L's. We're going to the playoffs.
Yeah, we're going to the playoffs. There's no tanking. That if you wanted to tank, you should have been talking about that, in the beginning of the season. We're not about that. And people don't realize is that Tibbs is not about that.
Right.
Tibbs is not about that at all.
I just don't know.
As cool as he is with Leon Rose and all them, if Leon Rose says, you know what, we want to try and lose, it's still ridiculous, but if we want to try and lose a few games, we want you, to throw him. Tibbs ain't about that. Tibbs is about wins.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Tibbs is about wins. Once I saw that he was coming on board, I said, yeah, we're going to win about 35 plus. And we're on track for it. We're on track for it.
Just on name alone. Made us predict. Yeah, it just made us predict that we would get there.
Yeah.
Because
we went through a rough spot, already people say, the tank is on, the tank is on. No, it's not. It was just a rough spot, and we came out of it. Right.
It's like growing up being a man. It's That's like every day in your life ain't gonna be the best day of your life. But what you try to do is establish a standard and be consistent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Because when I was a young man, right, I used to feel like I can somehow cheat the game. The game will never catch me. I'm too slick for that. I'm too slick for the game. I'll never get caught up in nothing. I'm too slick for that. Surprise.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I ain't gonna get into whatever, because it ain't important at this point. But what is important is just like growing up being a man, or just like sports and other stuff, you're gonna have your ups and downs. The thing you want to do is
that is right.
When you lose, you want to learn from it.
Right.
Exactly. And then pass that information along to the people behind you, so they won't lose also. Right. Yeah. But when you win, you don't want to get too high. You want to be glad that you won. You don't want to get sky high on the win, because what it does is it takes your eyes off the prize. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But what you do want to do is try to be consistent as you can, because while you looking at yourself in the mirror, other people are looking at you in real life. I didn't know that until I got older. You know what I'm saying? The old man told me one time, he was like, hey, Uncle Freezy, look. You know what I'm saying? You looking at yourself, you think you somebody, but what you should be focused on is how other people are looking at you. You got to make sure you be a role model. You got to model that consistency. So that the people, because it's not what you tell people to do.
Yeah.
People mimic what you do. You can tell them all day they ain't gonna do it. They ain't gonna do it, bro. You can tell.
Hey, that's what Earth, Wind, and Fire said. What was that song? Keep your head to the sky.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your head to the sky.
Right.
Master told me one day.
Right.
What is that? Master told me one day I would be. I can't even remember the first verse of it by Philip Bailey. But yeah, man, got to keep your head to the sky. Keep it.
Right. And
back in the days, we used to say about our Knicks, and we used to say, we lost the game, but we won the fight.
Right.
Yes.
Right. We win all the fights from game one. We win in all the fights. But the thing is, what's crazy is we're learning how to win. And a lot of people, they overlook. Julius is doing his thing. That's our all-star. But Julius ain't never been the number one option in the NBA. So this is learning for him too. RJ is just learning. We got a couple of rookies and some veterans, you know what I'm saying, that's in older ages, and a bunch of backup players that's playing starting position. We're just learning how to win these games. And it's getting crucial, because if they get it down packed, you know what I'm saying, it's going to roll over to other guys and make them feel better, man. We don't know how to win these games. That's why I said we don't even have an offense, but we do have heart, and we are playing that defense, man, which is solid, man. You know what I'm saying? But you got to take the lumps and bruises, like Breezy say at the beginning. You got to learn things in life, how to become a man. When you was in the hood, you was scared of that bully, and you come home, and your mom's like, nah. Today you get ready to go out there and get beat up. Learn how to have heart. Learn how to, you know what I'm saying, not be scared. And that's what these guys, they ain't scared no more, man. And they learning how to win these games, these tight game situations that they be in. Those are learning moments. Because sooner or later, when it get down to 7 seconds, they're going to start making them buzzer beaters. They're going to start continue making the right play down the stretch, because they're experiencing and they're going through it, you know what I'm saying? So deal with the growing pains, man, you know what I'm saying? We go in the playoffs, man. And automatic we going to the play-in, but I want the playoff. I want the sixth spot.
Absolutely.
Sixth spot to give you 1 week's worth of rest.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? 7th spot, 8th spot guarantee you 2 games, but that 6th spot you get a little bit extra rest. That's what I want for, and I'm shooting for that, man.
Exactly. Here's the thing, and I'll go back to the Laker game. Before the Laker game, I made the ultimate sin. I made the ultimate sin of doubting my front court against their front court. And what did they do? Our front court just blitzed.
Right.
Just blitzed their front court. After that game, you could say that I was remorseful. You could say whatever. But that game right there made me a total believer that we can beat anybody here in the NBA. And I want another shot. I want another shot at Philly. I want another shot at Miami. I want another shot at Brooklyn, because I don't fear nobody.
Right.
I don't fear nobody. The one game that I will say that I want to see us against. I want to see us against the 2 games against Phoenix. That's the game I want to see. See how we handle Phoenix. But all these other ones, we can beat anybody.
Yeah, we can beat Phoenix, man.
Anybody.
Phoenix ain't unbeatable.
The body of work that they've done for this year has made me a believer that we can beat anybody.
And them teams you said, it's a flip side to that. For real, them Miami, Philly, the Nets, them teams really don't want to play us and deal with us no more, because they know they got to deal with a fight. Ain't no skills in that game. It's a fight. And that's what a lot of them got. They don't want a lot. That's why I keep saying a lot of them basketball players in today's time couldn't play in that old school time. Only a select few can play in that time, because they can't stand the toughness and the bruises and the beating for the whole 48 minutes. We a 48-minute team, man. Complete.
Right. Exactly. And shout out to our front office for bringing in Rose, and definitely for bringing in Taj Gibson, because Taj Gibson, he may be 35, but he is playing.
He's balling.
He is balling big time. He's balling big time. Macri had on his post game show.
So Macri will be here Friday, too, by the way.
Oh, he will. Cool.
Macri will be in the building Friday.
Cool. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'll get my phone. 1 second. Just close this. He put on there that Taj Gibson at 35 is on the same list of players that did more and above at 35. And some of those notables that he had on there, David Robinson, Moses Malone. Yeah. And you know what? I gotta get some more names, but those two were more recognizable, that I know of. And but he had some more on there, and it's just a testament, to him. And it's a testament to Tibbs, because Tibbs told management, said, yeah, I need him on his team. And you saw what happened. It's great that we're getting it, because he tried to do the same thing in Minnesota, and Minnesota couldn't get it.
Right.
Towns and all them couldn't get it.
Well, Minnesota couldn't get it because they were so young, and they didn't have enough guys there like a Jimmy Butler that brought their lunch hat every day.
Right, exactly.
I heard Cat's talking about, Cat yesterday, and Cat is a nice player to watch. It's offensive game. He has it. I'm like, dude, I heard something. I don't know who said it, but that they would trade Julius and Mitch for Cat. And I almost dropped my phone. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
Hoodie Kev.
Yeah, I don't know who it was. It probably was Hoodie Kev, because I've heard him talk about Cat before. I'm like, what has Cat shown you as far as his intestinal fortitude towards his team to push and pull and to get his team to a certain level? You haven't seen it. You haven't. I'm not trading Julius straight up for Cat.
No, I ain't trading. No, I ain't trading. No.
I'm not doing that.
No.
Cat has never shown that toughness that you need, that you want, especially from your big. With nice offensive moves and all, has the skill level, has the talent, but not to where, I want to make him the centerpiece of my team. G.I., what's good, killer? What's good?
Top of the morning. I just want to be here because Hoodie Cav about to come busting through the door when you go after his takes. So I just want to be here when he come kick the door. I'm down here in the corner quiet.
All I'm gonna say is this: Hoodie Cav has been saying for a while that he is prepared to take on everybody. But Hoodie Cav versus the world.
And I hope Jay Boogie destroys him big time.
Is Hoodie Kev versus the world, but I don't think he'll be on today. Pudge Nice, what's good? I see you, Pudge Nice. What's good? Visions, what's happening? Brendan Howard, what's good? G-Man for life. What's good? G-Man for life. You can jump in the chat if you want to. I understand you G-Man for life get intimidated by some of our takes sometimes. Is G-Man for life a tanker? Him and CP the artist? No, I don't know if G-Man for life is a tanker.
Take master.
I think CP's all by himself.
Okay.
I think he's cleared.
Okay.
So that part's okay.
Okay. Yeah. Let me hold on. Let me do something real quick, y'all.
Hey, real quick, while you doing that, man, I ain't seen him in a minute, man. Shout out and salute to Chubb, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen him nowhere. I don't know what you got going on. Love is to you, brother. Peace to you, man. Miss you.
Yeah, I brought him up the other day, Jay Boogie. I miss him much, man. He's like that brother. You know what I mean? When he around, you like, man, why don't he go sit down somewhere?
Yeah.
And then when you don't hear from him for 2 weeks,
Yeah.
Where he at? Yeah.
Yeah, man. So that's I gotta hit him up.
Sorry about that, fellas. Sorry about that, fellas.
Ain't nothing. I gotta hit him up. I used to hit him up like 3 or 4 times a week, man. I've been slack, man, with a whole bunch of stuff. It ain't because, you know what I'm saying, it's something. It's just because, you know.
When you hit him up, remind him that he predicted the Knicks are gonna win 29 games this year.
So you want me to stir the pot?
You sure it wasn't 17? 29 seems high for that guy.
No, I remember him vividly. 29 games was our threshold, and that was going to be it. That was where we were going. That was it.
Right.
That was it.
AD. Paul.
Right. Paul. So yeah, Paul. Yeah. So the thing is with this Knicks team, man, I think tonight may be a microcosm of our entire season, right? It might be a defining moment for our entire season, because we were on a 3-game winning streak, and we have had 6 3-game winning streaks this season, right? And then I think it was 3 against teams that were under 500, and in those games we lost because we played down to the level of competition that we were facing, right? I think 2 of them, were on the road. I looked at this the other day, and I can't. Y'all pardon me for not being able to recall it, but I think a couple of them were on the road, and we played down to the level of competition. So I'm hoping, like what Jay Boogie said, that we turned the corner and we were learning how to win. Right. And so I'm hoping that you know, a 4-game win streak is a spotlight on what we're looking to become, as opposed to what we have been. Right. So if we're able to turn the corner, man, that'll be an excellent thing for us. A 4-game winning streak would be a feather in our cap. Like we legit are becoming somebody if we can win 4 in a row. Right. But the only thing though is our resume says that we had 6 3-game winning streaks, and what we generally do is play down to the competition.
I got it for you, Freeze. So you got the 3, and then the loss came against Oklahoma. You played down to that competition after winning 3 in a row. The next one was Sacramento. The next one after that was Orlando. The next one after that was San Antonio. The next one after that was Miami, and where we at now on the 3-game winning streak with facing New Orleans tonight.
You and y'all stacked. That was gut wrenching. That hurt.
What's going on here?
Yeah. Your worst nightmare has arrived, Ken. So, I don't need running hide.
Hey, G Money. They tried to come for you, G Man Money.
I heard him, but you know what? When called, you know, you must produce. It's all about that. Be careful what you ask for. I'm just saying.
Breezy called for the righty.
I'm glad you're in the building.
He went to the bullpen for the righty, baby.
He did.
Yeah, hey, give me the righty out of the pen.
Hey, salute, fellas. Salute.
Hey, salute, my brother. Salute.
I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
So young fella's like, Uncle Freezy, why you spend so much time talking about the Knicks? And I was like, yo, I ain't got nothing else to do with my life. So he was like, yo, all the Knicks want to do is just, they play old school, like he said the 60s. But I was like, nah, man, it's like the 90s. They're like, yeah, whatever. Don't nobody be wanting to watch that. Y'all got all them dudes that can shoot threes and y'all can run, but y'all don't even do that. All y'all want to do is just slow the game down and play old school. Y'all play church league basketball. And so I was like,
and I'm hoping that you told them to kick rocks. I really am. Please tell me that was your next words. Because that would have been my next words.
He was like, yo, it's just like the old school football. And when he said that, I was like, I know exactly where he's going. Right in my mind, I'm like, you don't ever want to fast forward somebody's conversation. You know, so you don't want to tell them, hurry, get to your point. You know, so you don't want to fast forward because people explain it the way that they explain it. But my man was like, man, y'all like Bill Parcells. y'all gonna come in the game with 5 running backs, and all 5 running backs gonna have 13 carries. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, no, not really. But then when he said it, I was like, yeah, that sound about like us.
All right.
Like, and I said it to G-Man for Life maybe about a week or so ago. I said that Bill Parcells legit had Phil Simms, right?
Yep.
In his backfield, he had I forget the fullback name. I forgot, but they had was it Jared Bunch? I think there's somebody. They had like Rodney Hampton, Jared Bunch, Dave
Hampton. Yeah.
I thought he had. Did he have Joe Morris? Did he have Joe Morris?
No. This is after. This is after Joe Morris. After Joe Morris and Otis Anderson.
Okay.
Right? So they had all this talent, right? They had Dave Meggett, Gerard Bunch, Howard Cross, Mark Bavaro, Stephen Baker.
Was Baker in that too?
Who?
Baker.
Stephen Baker, the touchdown maker. Yeah.
Yeah.
They had Ingram. Remember Ingram?
Ingram. Yes.
All these speed guys, all that stuff. And then on 3rd down and 11, they like, what's the play, coach? Halfback draw up the middle.
Every time.
and you're like, what are you doing? Dude, you got all these offensive weapons. And it's 3rd down and 11. We're going to surprise them. We're going to go 3 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, but we're going to try to sneak Dave Meggett up the middle. Bro, Dave Meggett can catch, bro.
Yeah.
Throw Dave Meggett the football.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so it's like coach, you know, we up by 11. Do we put our foot on a neck? You know, do we and try to blow them out the building? No. Randle ISO on the post. So you're like, oh my goodness. And teams get back in the game.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna stop talking negatively with Randle name in y'all mouth, man. Randle ISO on the post, man. That's what got us to where we is. Y'all gonna stop that, man. It sounded negative the way you said.
No. That's not what got us here.
No, it sounded regular. It's not negative. It's not negative. It's regular. You know what I'm saying? It's regular. That's all.
So Freezer, let me tell you this, right? So the way you started off the story, right, was this. The first thing you said, Kev, I need for you to put your kindergarten stuff on and just be quiet because grown folks talking right now. I need for you to be quiet.
Leave me alone. I'll bring that jail code to you.
Be quiet. So the first thing that happened in that conversation was you started out with young folks, right? So this is this is where we lose ourselves in today's action, right? A lot of times there's a gap. If nobody has noticed, there's a gap between our generation and the young generation. Because I'm gonna tell you what destroyed the gap. All this social media and people not doing their due diligence to figure out what's true, what's not true, what's opinions, what's factual, and all this other stuff. Everybody has an opinion, right? And if you're weak-minded, Kev, and you don't.
Hey, I done told you, man. I done told you.
Shots
fired. We're gonna slug it down to Tampa now.
Listen, I was sitting here minding my own business, and somebody called for me, so I'm here. So,
I didn't tell you.
Yeah, you did. So when you have that gap, and there's a knowledge-based gap right there, right? So you get all these people that get on here, they watch YouTube videos, and instead of going to someone that actually lived that era and actually saw the eye test, that because that's not going to tell you that. You have to physically see that for yourself. So when you don't have that, there's something lost there. So you get all these false narratives, and people think that if you are a person that has that high basketball IQ, guess where you will be at right now? You'll be coaching the NBA team. But where you at? You sitting on here looking at me right now talking to you. So this is what I need for you to do. I respect everyone's opinion until you open your mouth and prove that you have an idiotic take. Now, once you do that, we have a problem because now you're taking away from the benefit of what the panel is trying to give to you. I'm just saying. So this may rub some people the wrong way, but Freezy called me up here. I was sitting in the back, minding my own business, trying to get my paperwork done. But this is what happened when you call out the beast.
What paperwork was you doing, man? You wasn't doing no paperwork, all right? Let's be real. Let's be real.
In order for you to understand what paperwork is, you would have to be doing something productive. So once again, I say,
OG bringing that smoke today.
You call me out of the bullpen.
Yo. Hey, J Boogie, OG like this today.
Listen, but look, I got this from J Boogie.
You want to be Dr. Dre? Go ahead. All right, go ahead. Keep rocking.
Yo, I hate to interrupt, fellas, but the chef got to get back to work.
No.
What you cooking? What you cooking, man? What you making?
Oh,
what you
making? See? Let me take y'all around for a tour of my kitchen. So this is how big my kitchen is.
Damn.
That's an operation right there.
You ain't lying. That's the first thing
like the joint I had in the back of my convention center where Aramark ran.
Okay.
Man.
All right.
Got some wings just came out.
Okay.
And I got like 50. That's like 75 pounds of ribs in here. See that? See that?
Damn.
Okay.
What?
Hey. Where's the mac and cheese?
AD want a full meal.
That's what we call prep. That's what you call prep.
That's what prep. You want the mac and cheese?
Hell, you gonna make me get in my car and drive to ATL. I'm telling you. Right.
Yeah, man.
He don't do sides. He only do all meat. He's the meat.
Okay,
he don't do sides.
Y'all love y'all guys. I'll see y'all later, right?
Okay, man. All right,
man.
All right. Okay, bro.
So back to the lecture at hand, right? So, Kev,
was it really a lecture? Was it really a lecture? Was it really?
That means all these people be quiet. That's what I mean. Be quiet. So, based on the takes that we hear people give and whatnot, you have folks that are in love with this or enamored with this one player, and regardless of what happens, that player can do no wrong, right? What we fail to realize is this NBA basketball has always been a team sport. You have individuals that excel in different aspects of the game, right? And those are the people that we tend to focus on. And that's where we are right now. So if you look at the conversations that are going on, we talk about the Nets. We don't talk about the Nets squad. We talk about three people that's on that team: KD, Kyrie, and
Harden.
Those are the three people we talk about.
So I'm sure, man.
When you talk about the Lakers, you talk about LeBron and AD, right? When you talk about the Nuggets, you talk about Mitchell. Mitchell just got hurt. So, and automatically the narrative goes to, hey, Mitchell hurt, that's their season. They may make it to the first round of the playoffs.
Wait, it's not Mitchell, it's Murray. All right, what's wrong with your words, man? Use your words.
I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give one for Kev. I'm gonna give you that. But at the end of the day, when you talk about the Knicks, now we've had our injuries, but the team has not suffered. Next man up is our mentality, and we've continued to be able to progress as we go through the season. So as long as teams continue to try to build these super teams with these individuals or whatever, and you don't focus on team ball, they're never going to succeed. They will never succeed in this game. Yeah. Even when you look at the Golden State era, right? Before KD went to the Warriors, they had team concept. That was a team. They added a piece to a team, and they continued that team aspect of basketball. This is why people don't want to face the Knicks, because regardless of who is having a good game or who's not, the team is performing well, and we are his first team. And the last thing you want, think about this in your life, right? You wake up in the morning, you go outside to get your mail or whatever the case may be. You got your slippers on, you got your house coat on, but I'm from the South, so y'all might not know what a house coat is. That's the robe, right? When you put the robe on and go outside. That's what we in the South. That's what we call a house coat, right? So when you put your robe on, you go outside, and the neighbor's little chihuahua is nipping at your ankles the whole way to the mailbox. That's just annoying, right? It's just annoying. You know he ain't gonna bite you, but he's just nipping at your heels, and it's annoying. That's the New York Knicks defense. It's annoying. So the stuff that you used to be able to do, drive to the basket, fall away three or whatever your repertoire is, you can't get it off because that defense is in your grill. That is where we are. So I say all that to say this. The Pelicans tonight, of course, the featured player on that basketball team is always going to be Zion Williamson, right? Everybody's going to be enamored with what he can do. Now, Zion's like, I look at Zion like Shaq. Shaq, you're not stopping Shaq. Shaq going to get his. But what is the rest of the team doing? One man cannot be the five-man team. That'll never happen. So as long as we keep playing the way that we're playing right now, tonight will be a benchmark, right? And everybody, we don't get the credit we deserve for beating the Lakers. They say, well, this person wasn't here, that person wasn't here, and all this other stuff was going on, right? But at the end of the day, the Knicks got the win. So you slice it up, whatever makes you sleep better at night, that's what you do. But tonight, this is going to be our launching pad. And I gauge the performance of our team on our performance tonight. And I'm going to get off my soapbox. Since Kev done ran in the back on me, he done put his little avatar up there with his little wannabe, I don't even know who he's like.
All that smoke. So all that smoke was for Kev?
It was.
Oh, damn. I was a little nervous. I thought some of it was for me, but I said, no, I ain't did nothing to OG. So.
Look, Kev got a special place in my heart, man. He come back. Oh, but look, this is what I do want to tell you, Kev, before I get off, right?
Hey,
number one.
Your smoke is like an extinguisher. That's all you got, all right?
That's so. So I'm gonna take it back real quick, right? So first of all, I'm gonna congratulate you for getting a hat that don't look like a Lakers hat. That's first and foremost.
Hey, bro, you see how he treat me, man? You see how he treat me?
I want to give that to you first of all, right? And then, where in the United States of America are you at? Because you look like you in the doggone in Alaska someplace. You look cold.
In Jersey, baby.
That's right. Brick City.
All right. So,
hey, G.I., he ain't know nothing about Brick City. He don't know nothing about Brick City.
I'm not going to tell you I spent a lot of time in Camden. I'm not going to tell you that.
Oh, Camden, all right. Shout out to Camden.
All right. I salute that. I'm
not going to tell you that.
I thought you were going to say Short Hills.
I was educated. You see me, Cherry Hill. If he talk about Camden, you think he was going to say Cherry Hill. No, I was educated in South Jersey. I know a lot about Camden.
Yeah.
People don't know about Campbell Soup. They don't know about Campbell Soup.
Right. That's right.
They don't know about
corporate offices.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. Absolutely.
This is what I need you to do, Kev, because I want you to be able to sit in your residence, right, without having to have a hoodie on. Turn the heat up if it's cold outside. Turn the heat up.
It ain't cold.
I'm just saying.
Hey, we don't have 95-degree weather all season. All year round, a la Tampa. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but we gotta get this win tonight, man.
Hey, G-Man, to reflect on what you were saying when you was talking about, you hear the names of the other players, LeBron and AD, and you know what I'm saying, and the big names of the other team. I'm gonna share the best thing the best thing to do to prepare for a basketball game. Listen to the other podcasts instead of listening to our podcast when we play, and then you'll learn and know how they feel about us. Because the other night I'm listening to them saying Julius Randle, a former LA Laker, a first-time All-Star, and along with RJ Barrett, who's making a big name for himself up and coming in the league. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to hear all the great things about our team. You know what I'm saying? You're going to hear talkable things, but it's better to know how the other teams feel about, you know what I'm saying, us. That's why I listen to the other podcasts when we playing, until when the game starts, then I'll listen, you know what I'm saying, to Clyde, you know what I'm saying? But before the game, I listen so they can tell me about their roster and they can tell me how they feel about our team, how they preparing for our team, you know what I'm saying? It gives me a little head start of the game, you know what I'm saying? So I can go crazy at my screen, you know, a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? But hey, what's the name? Showed and proved the other night. You know what I'm saying? I lied to the Rocky movie. He's not a machine. He is a man. Capella met him at that rim the other night.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? And that man ain't never seen nobody meet him at that rim like that. Talking about Zion. You know what I'm saying? So we can go in there and play that game, man. That guy, man, he's just another ball player. That's all. And we got to monster ourselves. He got to play him. That's what I look at it.
This is what people don't realize, Jay Boogie. And to your point, who played with Zion when he was at Duke?
RJ.
Who RJ know every move unless Zion develops some new stuff. He know what Zion moves are. He know what's in his bag. Do you think they ain't had that conversation in the locker room already from a defensive standpoint? That conversation.
College and the NBA game is night and day.
It is. But what I'm saying is this: if you are used to chewing on the right side every time you take a bite of something, it's hard to change that up unless your teeth are sore or your gums are sore on the right side of your mouth and you got to switch to the left.
Hey, G-Man, just let you know, CP the artist said Tampa's boring. I just wanted to put that on.
You know what? I saw that in the chat, but certain things you don't give credence to, right? So when people, I said this before, when people say idiotic things, you don't acknowledge that. When you acknowledge idiotic things, they give people power. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't ignore that.
Yep.
So anybody that has ever been to the city of Tampa, you can never say Tampa's born. We got everything you want, baby. Everything. Everything. You heard me? Everything. Yeah. Don't play with me. Don't play with me right now.
Keep on with your point, what you were saying.
But no, what I'm saying,
beautiful golf courses, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, we got plenty of and they it's like a golf course on every corner. No joke. It's a golf course. And look, the crazy part about it is they all public. They all public. So you can just stop by and go play your 18 rounds and be on your merry way. You know what I'm saying? But I think tonight our defense, we take away from the Pelicans what the Pelicans are known for. No other team they played thus far has been able to do that. Now, people have gotten wins against them, but what we're going to do is we're going to go in there and break their spirit. That's what I want to do. I don't want just a win. I want to break their spirit. So once you start breaking people's spirit, that gets the word out there. And you in people's head before you even come to the stadium. That's what I want out of the game tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I got my little All-American waking up. I can hear, so I got to go. I'm at the crib today, so I got to go get my little All-American. She's 3 years old, you know what I'm saying? I got to go get up. I'm getting ready to go on my all-day, everyday rotation. That's being a father, being a son, being an uncle, being a cousin, being a brother, being a friend, and being real. But one thing, if some of these people don't know this word or they forgot this word, when you watch these guys right here that's on right now with these Knicks, you'll learn and understand what it means to be loyal. Loyal. You will learn from a Knicks fan on what it is to be loyal. You know what I'm saying? But God bless you all, man. I'm going to holler at y'all later, man. I'm going to get up out of here because McGill Gorilla, I heard he on the line. He coming, man. You know what I'm saying? And Mr. Peoples can't stop him, man.
Go ahead, Jay Boogie. Go ahead, Jay.
Boogie.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Why is it that they're veterans within this project?
Wait, I need you to be clear with you. Isn't it or is it or what did you just say? Speak clearly.
Why is it? Why is it?
Thank you.
Hey,
Okay.
man, we gonna rumble. We gonna rumble. Me and him gonna rumble.
Go ahead, Cam. Go ahead.
Why is it that Taj Gibson, they're veterans, and then there's Taj Gibson? Because it seems like Taj Gibson, whenever he played for us or when he played for Minnesota, that he's a plus. What is it about him?
So again, you know, this is what people fail to realize, right? A lot of times people get enamored. Okay, you know what enamored means? Do I need to go to a smaller word?
Listen, man.
I'm just saying. I want to make sure you keep up with the conversation. Do I need to?
I did score big on my SATs. So
okay. Yeah. All right. So people get enamored with glitz and glamour, right? Well, they look for the shiny things. They look for the guys that catch the oops and can cross somebody up, a drop back three or whatever the case may be. What they tend to get away from are basketball players that play fundamental basketball. Fundamental basketball wins every time, because regardless of, you can be hurt. As long as you're playing fundamental basketball, you're still able to produce for your team. Now, if your thing is that you gotta, you're relying on somebody to throw you a oop, and that's how you survive, and that's how you produce for your team, and we having a bad night, then you are rendered ineffective at that point. Taj Gibson is the person that comes off the bench. Go ahead, Gia.
Taj Gibson is just a consummate professional, and you've worked with them in your career. No matter what they touch, they get right. The thing is, it's the system. So when you go to a new job, it's not so much about the people. You want to fit in, but you want to understand the systems, the policies, the processes, the procedures. And Taj comes in and he just falls in the system and does what it is that he's got to be a coach's dream. It also benefits him that he does just enough. He doesn't try to go extra or anything. He does his assignment. He sticks to his assignment. He trusts his players. It's refreshing. And those are the type of guys. I can't wait till we get one or two more of those. Those are the type of guys those are difference makers on championship teams. Those are guys that, if somebody gets hurt, you can rely on them for a game or two. No team can get past season-ending injuries. That's tough. But a game or two here, there, that's what I like most about Taj. I see so many Knicks fans killing him, and I just, turn away and laugh.
Why do they kill him?
Taj the only place that the Knicks look bad is that Taj wasn't on this roster to begin the season.
I agree with that. I agree.
They tried Omari Spellman. Who else, right? Then we tried a couple other people.
Yeah.
Like, Taj should have been on this team to begin with. They shouldn't have taken a Mitchell Robinson injury.
This what I want people to think about right here, right? Think about this team if Taj Gibson wasn't on it. If Taj Gibson was not a New York Knick right now, where would we be? Who would be coming off the bench to spell Noel?
Right.
Who would be on that roster to provide that veteran leadership for these young guys?
Because we weren't thinking about Pell or that guy Henson. We weren't thinking about him.
Not even almost. And at the end of the day, to the short answer to your question, Kev, is this. People that don't want to see Taj on this roster don't understand fundamental basketball. They just don't. It's like saying if you open in a franchise, right? You're an entrepreneur, and whatever your business is, you're starting a new business. And say AD is a subject matter expert in what my business is all about. Now, I got all these college graduates, right? And these guys these tech savvy guys and all that, and they've never lived going through the process of what the business is about. But AD has 20 plus years of experience in the industry that I'm trying to open up, and he's available. So why would I not go after AD and say, hey, I need to bring you in here. I don't need for you to do a lot, but I need for you to focus. I mean, day to day, yeah, but my primary focus for you is to develop this young staff that we have and make them productive. Teach them the things that they don't know, the things that you would never see in a book. You would never see just sitting around watching film. You would never see sitting around just talking to people. These are actually basketball games that I've been involved in, and I'm telling you, this is how it goes. I've lived this. You know what I'm saying? That I equate it to this, and then I'm gonna get off, right? When I was in the military, after a certain point in the military and you start going on deployments, I was when I reached the rank of E8, I was the first sergeant. I had a company of probably about 289 people, right? And we're about to deploy. So before we deploy, the E9 in the organization is a sergeant major. Never deployed a day in his life, ever. I got about 7 deployments under my belt at this point. So you come to me and you say, well, we're going to do this, this, and that during the deployment. Well, hell, okay, why are we going to do that? You've never been deployed, so you don't know what's going to happen. And what do you even know what to pack to go on the deployment? No, because you ain't never been there. So if you've never been there, how are you going to explain to somebody else what goes on in these situations? If you've never been in a playoff game, how are you going to be able to explain to somebody what goes on when you're in a playoff game and how that intensity ratchets up? It's about that experience. So if people do not succumb to the fact that no great organization, no successful organization is without leadership and experience, you are delusional as all get out. I'm telling you now. And I don't know what to tell you.
I agree. I agree. Now, with what you just said, switching to another player, if we bring this player back in Alfred Payton, because you talk about experience and you're talking about, trying to teach and everything.
Right.
And not just Alfred Payton. I'll say the three of them. Him, Derrick Rose, and Taj.
So I wouldn't even go that route. The players that I would be concerned about bringing back would be Alfred Payton, Reggie Bullock, and probably, depending on where we can get the most trade capital from. You got a couple other people that you can put in that aspect. So, but you got to ask yourself, what are you trying to accomplish this offseason?
This offseason,
because we ain't doing nothing right now. We got who we got right now.
Yeah, who we got.
Offseason going into the next season, what are you trying to accomplish? So we at this point, we got Rose, the vets on the squad, Rose, Peyton, and Taj. Right now, is what we're
right.
But on the flip side of that coin is this: the same way that a vet could come in and give you some good habits, some good traits, some fundamental things that you need to learn. If you're a player that's got bad habits and you're a vet, I don't really need for you to be here in that capacity because you teach these young guys bad habits. It's like the same thing if you got kids, let your kids go over somebody else's house and that kid at their house is just acting a fool. You know what I'm saying? They jumping up and down on the sofa. They in and out of the refrigerator without washing their hands. So if you come back at my house and you try that, I'm about to snatch a knot in your butt. And you're not going to know why. Well, I did that over Little Freddie's house. Well, you can go live with Little Freddie because that ain't allowed up in here. We don't do that here. So it depends on who brings the most value when we start talking about these bets. Next question. Come on, Kev, pay attention. Come on, this rapid fire, baby. Come on. What you doing? What you doing?
Yo, OG in his bag this morning, baby. The Giants must be on the draft board or something, man. He is hyped this morning.
Looking for some place for Danny Dimes to throw the ball to, but we're not gonna go there.
That's what the Giants is doing, taking a receiver first round.
I think we will. I mean, I don't agree with it, but I think we will because we draft the offensive lineman first round every year. We ain't been able to get that right yet. We fail miserably at that every year. What's your next question, Kev? Come on. Why you got there? Come on.
I don't have none, man. It's just amazing.
The OG smacking you around this morning, man.
It's just amazing because when I was talking about Taj in that game against the last game, Lakers. All right, so he's 35 years old. He had I don't have the point thing, but he had 6 offensive rebounds, 2 steals, and 3 blocks.
Mm-hmm.
In the where he falls under, for that particular game, to being productive like that, Tim Duncan, Marcus Camby, Dale Davis, Ben Wallace, David Robinson, Dikembe Mutombo, Kevin Willis, Robert Parrish, Charles Jones, and Moses Malone. They were all 35 years old. And that's a hell of a list for that.
Kev, let me ask, how many minutes did he play?
That I don't have. Of course, I got this from Macri, so he didn't.
Now that is the key with Taj, and not just Taj, but also with Rose. Remember, like a week or two ago, the narrative was Rose should start and so forth. And I think people get this mixed up, starting and closing.
Yep.
Right.
Rose can't play 36 to 38 minutes, just like Taj can't play 36 to 38 minutes.
Right.
It's when, to draw from my serviceman's point, is when the coach deploys them, puts them in the game, and for how long. If you try to play Taj, you may get away with it one game, 35 minutes. The next game, he's going to look like Swiss cheese.
Yep.
Yeah, look like Swiss cheese because you played him too much. You see what I'm saying? Their effectiveness lies on when the coach puts them in and for how many minutes. And it doesn't matter who's starting.
Right.
A lot of times, us as Knicks fans, we get caught up into the start. The start of the game, so what?
Right.
Start of the game doesn't end after the first quarter.
Right.
It's your ending.
You just got them off to a good start.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You set them off on a right pattern.
Right.
It's who's closing the game.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Those middle parts of the game where you down 10, you down 12. Who can you depend on to come into the game to stabilize things or to cut that lead?
Right.
That's where the beauty of his game is, his effectiveness, because when he comes into the game, he's not looking to do too much. He's looking to do what he does well.
Right.
Defense, rebound, an effective pass. That's it. He'll take an open shot if the shot is open. That's it.
And yeah, and that's all he did on Tuesday. I had my doubts of him going up against Montrezl Harrell, but that totally flipped once I saw how the game was going.
So I'm gonna tell you what happened there. So like my man L always talks about, Worldwide L. He always talks about watching the game within the game, right? So the game within the game, that first quarter.
Yeah.
We rendered both Montrezl Harrell and Andre Drummond ineffective in their roles on their team.
Literally. And
once that happened, then the Lakers were then trying to figure out, where do I go next? What do I do? And then you saw having people taking just crazy shots, making just silly passes. I mean, they disintegrated right in front of our faces. And the crazy part about it was this: if you watch the game, watch the first and the second quarters, right? Watch the look on the Knicks' face that were on the floor. They're looking like, I don't believe this is even happening right now. Is this real? Are we really going through this?
They were getting feels like it was nothing.
Yeah. I'm like, okay. So, but, and I said this one time before, right? So regardless of what we do in the next couple games that we got and throughout the rest of the season, what I don't want to happen to us at the end of the season going to the next season is perpetuating again. Okay, Kev, perpetuating, you good with that?
I know I'm not.
Okay, all right. So what I don't want to do, Kev, my brother, I love Kev. What I don't want to do is perpetuate a false narrative, right? So if you're going into the season and you're basing the free agents that you're going after and what that draft board looks like based on what we just did in the previous season, that's a false narrative because we're overachieving big time. So
what's your plan? What's your plan?
I disagree with that. I wholeheartedly disagree with what you just said.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Because I think you absolutely want to take the season. Now I think the way you just said it was from a negative standpoint. I'm going to look at the positives from the season and take from them and figure out. Listen, you made a statement earlier which was very true. If any of us really knew basketball at that level, we'd be in somebody's front office. That still comes with opportunities. That's not saying that if some of us didn't have the opportunity to work in the front office, we would say some things that would impress some people. But still, at the end of the day, that's not our jobs, right? but I would be distraught if what we did going forward, like for example, they drafted Obi because they didn't expect Randle to be able to produce.
Facts.
Nobody did. You're absolutely right.
So they based it off the season before, which makes sense.
Yeah, right.
Now I'm hoping that they look at this season and say, yo, what we got in Randle. Could you imagine if we did this and what we would did against this team? I think to ignore the history, anybody to ignore their history, their personal history and their organizational history, and to make decisions ignoring the history, I think it would be a major mistake on our behalf. Now, do you have to look at it from a positive standpoint? I hear you saying that, G-Man. Yeah, we got to look at it from a positive standpoint. Let's take from the season what we really like, and let's see how we can build on it. If the Knicks do that, I think we're going to have a great offseason. I really do. I really, really do. I want to talk about one more thing real quick. Drummond has had to come out and face the music on how hard it's taken him to find his game in LA when they really needed him to produce day one. I mean, they need him to produce in the long way, Paul. Could you imagine if we would have signed Drummond and he would have came in and did these type of games with us? Oh my goodness.
But hold on though. Just to piggyback on what you said a little bit. Drummond has had some good games with LA. What you're seeing with Drummond, like with anyone else who depends on someone getting him the ball, he'll be a lot better when LeBron comes back. Just like everybody else on that team will be a lot better when LeBron comes back, because who's the focal point? LeBron.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he'll be in his role, in his bag of the interior of the offense, just like the interior of the defense is mine. You see what I'm saying?
So what you're saying?
But what the Lakers need though is they need stars to shine when they sit LeBron down.
Right.
I'm sure they didn't pick up Drummond to be successful on the floor with LeBron, because LeBron has proven through his very strenuous career that he makes other players better. So don't give me superstars who need me to make them better. So I don't think that's what they expected from him, but I do agree with what you're saying. He'll be better on the floor with LeBron, but that wasn't what they expected when they signed him off the waiver wire.
So what you're saying, go ahead.
Yeah, but his effectiveness though, it really depends on leadership at that attack offensive position. You see what I'm saying? So let's look at the Schroeder. I like Schroeder, but Schroeder is kind of like how we talk about Quickly, quasi point guard, not a real set you up point guard, more so of getting his offense first. Big man like Drummond, who's kind of a throwback, he needs someone to direct the offense where he's going to be able to get the ball in those pivotal points where he needs the ball low in the middle of the lane on the block. You're not gonna ISO Drummond. He's not effective that way. Right. See what I'm saying? His effectiveness is where the rest of the offense is doing their thing, and you have to have a body on him down low, because why? He can get 15 rebounds in a quarter.
Easy.
Quarter, he can do that. Yeah. He can literally eat your big guys up. I saw him do Mitch dirty early in the season.
Oh yeah. That was at Cleveland. Yeah.
That had no, and why? Because he didn't have to worry about bringing up the ball and doing this with the ball, whatever. He was in his effective zone. See what I'm saying? Just like any other big guy who needs someone to direct the offense to where he can get, big guys are funny. If you pass big guys the ball, big guys won't run.
They stop.
See what I'm saying? Yeah. If you don't do, even if he takes a bad shot here or there, you have to give him his, because why? You want him to do the dirty work.
Yeah.
That's the role of a big guy. Because what most big guys don't handle the ball. You're not gonna see 7-footers like KD normally, who can handle the ball from the wing, top of the key, bring it up. That's not the nature of a big man.
Right. That's an anomaly.
Well, they better figure it out because he seems frustrated. The team is frustrated, and he's taking a lot of it on his shoulders. So hope they figure it out because I do not want Brooklyn to win the NBA championship.
Well, that's another story that nobody here, no Knicks fan here, or listen to us wants
that to happen
to win the championship.
That's a fact. To AD's point, I equate big man to a receiver on an NFL team, right?
Yes.
That receiver is dependent on the quarterback getting them the ball in space and then allowing them to do what they need to do.
Yes.
The over-the-top receiver, a slot receiver, or even a running back coming out of the backfield. You know, they're dependent on somebody else to give them the ball. So a big man is dependent on that point guard or someone on the team to give them the ball in space so they can go to work. To GI's point, so when I talk about false narratives, right? What you said was exactly true. I didn't say it in a negative way, but my point was we can't ignore what the history says we say we are as a team, and then we take into account what the performance of each individual was, not only the good games, but you got to look at the negatives that fall within that privy as well, right? So that would tell you whether or not I need to look at my draft board and go get a person to fill this position because this guy right here that I'm paying these millions of dollars to didn't produce for me this year. They got to go. Or I got a free agent out here that is willing to come here for a lesser amount because they want to play for the Knicks. So I got to free up a roster spot. So you got to go. That's what I was talking about when we talk about false.
I just know. Go ahead. I just know Tibbs has in his mind, and we all know it. We all see it. An identity he's trying to carve out.
Yeah.
The only concern I have this offseason is the identity that Tibbs carves out and operates the team with, because Tibbs is the chief operating officer. That's he is.
So in other words, he tells Rose what he wants, and Rose goes out.
He's a boots on the ground executive. I just hope the people that write his check and hired him and he report to, I just hope they see his vision, or if they want to change the vision, they can get him to buy in. But somebody did say something earlier, which I agree and disagree with because I can see where they're going from. But Tibbs is one of them old school coaches.
He is.
He ain't gonna change his style midstream to fit the players. He ain't doing that.
That's right.
That's why he failed.
His way or the highway.
It should be that way, but to go back to both your points, the Knicks have to decide: are we about this life every year going forward?
Yeah. Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Are we trying to get better?
Are we about to flag? Are you talking about the vision that Tibbs has for his team?
Yes. Are we about because remember, Tibbs came in. He took a job that no one was offering jobs during the off season. I don't remember him going on any interviews.
I'll be right back.
Right. So pretty much you came in with, okay, this is the job, let's see where this goes. This is kind of our plan right here and now. But he comes in, you see his positive effects on the team. And a couple of times during the year, he talked about getting star players.
Right.
How to get star players and so forth. So just from his rhetoric, you kind of hear that it sounds like they're not totally in sync to the chief operating officer on the ground with the people up in the air who are not on the ground. When I say about this life, I mean steps going forward. You can't come back here next year, in my opinion, you can't come back here next year thinking that, we're overachieving again. No, you would have made steps to not just to overachieve, but to go forward.
we've made steps to become a somewhat of a destination a little bit.
Not just a little bit, but
a lot.
You're in the every year. I hate bringing up this team and this guy, but look at Miami. Whether his moves are wrong or right over the last since LeBron or even before LeBron, he's always his trajectory has been, I'm going forward. I'm going up, not going backwards. If we made a mistake when they signed the big guy to $100 million or whatever, his name is slipping me right now, they got rid of him.
Whiteside.
Yeah, when they drafted Bam and they had him and Bam in the front court together, the moment I saw it, I was like, Bam is a center. He's an undersized center, but a center nonetheless. You got two guys in here who don't really know how to play off each other and who play in a similar style, but one guy is just bigger than the other. See what I'm saying? And one guy is making $100 million while one guy is making $3 million. So where am I going? I'm going to go with the young, hungry guy that I can have a couple of years to see what he's about versus with a guy who's making $100 million who needs to prove his worth of that $100 million. And I'm gonna exit that. I'm gonna get away from him. And I'm gonna continue going forward. I'm not gonna take the blow as in now I'm scared. I don't want to go back out in the free agent market. I don't want to make a trade. That's never been their outlook. Their outlook has always been, I want to win. You see what I'm saying? Them getting to the finals last year wasn't an accident. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure Vegas had them on some favorable odds of getting to the finals just for the mere fact of what they have set up there as an organization. See what I'm saying? That's all. So when I talk about the Knicks management deciding what they need to do, from here on in, how are we going to attack the championship?
Well, that's the ultimate goal. That's the ultimate goal is to win a championship,
Period.
Yeah.
Not just to be a couple of games over 500, not just to get to the playoffs
I agree with you with that. You have to take the way, no matter where we end up at the end of the season and through the playoffs, wherever we end up, we want to strive, we want to take extra steps from what we did this year. We want to take extra steps. We want to go up.
Yes. Not stand still and worry about future draft picks and hoarding draft picks that are never going to see the light of day.
Right. Okay. But in saying that, how do we do that without crippling ourselves for futures to come? The reason why I say that is because the Lakers got rid of Ball, Randle, Ingram, and who's the guy that's playing for Utah right now? He got traded from the Cavaliers. He's playing for Utah now.
I know you're talking about. His name is skipping me right now, but yeah. I know.
G-Man?
So what was the question?
Who's the guy that's playing for Utah right now that was playing for the Lakers, but then was traded to Cleveland and is now playing for Utah?
Cleveland, Utah. Not Ingram.
Claxton.
Not Claxton. The other guy. He's coming off the bench.
I don't know who that is.
Claxton comes off the bench too.
Clarkson.
Right.
Clarkson. Okay. So the Lakers got rid of all those guys just to bring LeBron and eventually AD in.
Well, LeBron first,
right? LeBron first, and then they were able to get AD in here, and they won their championship. But pretty much they are kind of, I won't say locked up, but I don't think they have no picks in the coming years to come. They did all of that, so pretty much, and their money's all is all tied up. So in other words, they're not going to really get any meaningful free agents. In other words, they got rid of their core. They got rid of their young core just to get a championship and a few years of respectability.
No,
so here's the thing. Are you saying you want us to do the same thing?
Kevin, absolutely. Because here's the thing with that: when you spoke about championship, you clumped it along with respectability. Championship is the overall goal. Okay, one championship is going to last forever. You understand? We haven't been to the finals in 22 years. We haven't won a finals in 50 years. We can't keep thinking about this as if you can't be tied to two things.
So you don't mind winning a championship. I mean, if and when, well, it's not written in stone that we'll win a championship, next year or the year after next. But you don't mind if we win a championship and then pretty much our capital and draft, all of that is shot for the next few years.
So what?
Okay.
So what? If the end all goal is not to be like a Utah or the Celtics, who are just they're respectable franchises. Ever since I was in high school, Utah was always in the playoffs. I haven't been in high school in almost 30 years. Okay?
Yeah.
They haven't won a championship. They've been respectable. They've had good teams to very good teams. They haven't been able to get over the hump. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes you got to pay for that. You may make a mistake.
Okay, so here's the thing. I think this management right here, I don't know, I don't want to use the word afraid, but they don't want to make the same mistakes that past management did when we had all this, when we, through the Isaiah Thomas's, the way he used, the list could go down. Got Jerome James, got Eddie Curry, we got all these, washed up players and everything, but spent all that money. And then years later, we're sitting on a lot of money, and we were supposed to get LeBron and all these other guys, and all we got was Amari Stoudemire, and then later on got Melo. But we gave up like 4 or 5 players just for that.
Yeah, but you can't.
The only thing that's got us is to a second round against Indiana. But we had advantage.
You can't worry about that. It's like you worrying about your lady's ex-man because he used to do things that you don't do.
That's a good one.
That's a great analogy.
That's deep. That's a good one. But no, but I'm saying I agree with you what you're saying. I agree with you totally what you're saying. You got to go for it. I'm just saying that the thinking that management has right now, of what we've done in the past. They don't want to repeat what we've done. G-Man, what are you saying? G-Man? I see you shaking your head.
Let me help you out real quick, right? I'm about to put this in terms that everybody can understand, right? So if you've ever bought a house, ever went shopping for a house, ever watched one of those home improvement shows that come on and see how they go in and do those renovations and whatnot, they gut everything. So this year is the gut job, right? You bought a contractor here, which was Tom Thibodeau. Tom Thibodeau came in and said, this is what I need in order to make this a livable house that you will be happy with. Space-wise, your aesthetics, and everything else is going on. So Tom said, this is what I need. And they got him the basics, right? The starting squad that we had. Look, Kev, when I'm talking to you, do not put your avatar up there. I'm gonna need you to get back on screen because right now
is disrespectful, ain't it?
Look, it's like you talking to somebody that turn their back to you. You want to slap them in the back of their head.
Like, you know what he's saying to you right now? My daughter's 28 now, but when she was 4, she used to tell me, "Talk to the hand, Daddy. Talk to the hand. Talk to the hand, Daddy."
Excuse me, I didn't hear your last part, but I was on the phone. I do have to work,
I'm working right now.
I'm turning it back to you, fool.
Go ahead.
Come down and give you a shave. You know what I'm saying? I can get a plane ticket to Tampa, you know.
Hey, G-Man, finish this thought because I don't know if I 100% agree with you, but go ahead.
Okay, so this is where I'm going. So as a foundational piece, right? The coach comes in, he talks to the front office and says, for us to be successful moving forward, this is where I see we need to go. So we started there, and we get into, and I'm gonna revert this back to building a house or refurbishing.
Before you go on, I have to answer the phone again. All right.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
And I will come back to you.
All right, let me say this, G-Man.
Go ahead.
Because you said we stripped down. We didn't.
Well,
it's the same team as last year.
So when I say stripped down, I don't mean personnel wise.
Okay.
What I'm basically I'm talking about philosophy wise, right?
Okay.
So from a coaching staff standpoint, we were not a defensive team last year. That was not our mindset at all. But when you bring this guy in, he changes the philosophy of what that team is. So you could live in a bad neighborhood, right? And then all of a sudden, to improve what you got going on around your surroundings, you may put up a privacy fence to protect what your assets are. Something as simple as that. But go ahead, Jay.
But the problem I don't have a problem with it because, the most of the people who hit the panel are of a certain age and a certain ilk and a certain mindset. Right. These young guys, though, since they changed the NBA rules and this is the NBA they grew up with, if we made them sit down and watch a 90s game, they'd be like, what is crazy?
Like watching paint dry.
They'd be like, what is it? Seriously? All they do is foul and shoot free throws, right? That's why free throws are so important to us. We've seen many games lost over free throws, right?
Yeah.
Somebody gonna hack you down the stretch. They're not going playoffs. You getting hacked. You're not getting no layup, right? So with that said, Tibbs has slowed this offense down to a snail's pace.
He has.
That's what increased our defensive proficiency. It's straight. What do they call it? Analytics. It's straight analytics. If I give the team on the other side who has talent from top to bottom less possessions, guess what's going to happen? They're going to score less points.
Fact. That's a fact.
But it's pissing some of our fans off because they say, this is ugly basketball. So I just hope we stay the course, and I hope that management doesn't get pressure from the fans that this basketball is ugly, and we're only making it, in 2 years, we only made it to the 5th seed. But this is ugly basketball. I just hope it all could stay together because Tibbs wants to play very ugly basketball, and he don't care with the name on the back of the jersey to get it done. He does it.
That's true. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you think that the two things can coexist? And what I mean by that statement is this, or question is this. Do you think that we can still play that half-court Tibbs style defense, say the first quarter or whatever the case may be, but when the second unit comes in or another group in the personnel, we can pick up that tempo and kind of run the score up and then revert back to the defense to kind of shut the other team down?
I think that's the goal, but we got to get some personnel to be able to do it.
Yeah. And that's why I want to see the team go to, because I think that we have the semblance of being able to start that, but like you said, there's some pieces missing that we need to get in there and be able to perform that action.
And not only that, but here's Tibbs' mantra: if you don't defend, you don't play.
Yeah, that's a fact. But again, to your point, AD, I think it's going to resort to this, right? So just like if you're watching an NFL game, the head coach may be a defensive-minded head coach, but you got an offensive coordinator. So when the defense is on the field, the coach is paying attention. When the offense is on the field, the offensive coordinator is the person that's controlling what's going on out there against the thing. And you got to go to the head coach and say, hey, coach, this is a position, this is a situation, this is what I propose. He's going to have to sign.
Yeah, but your offensive coordinator is working for Bill Parcells. He ain't working for Andy Reid. Big difference.
Yeah, but you can still lose it though.
This is true. That's a big difference.
Right?
That's a big difference.
Parcells said that you throw to put points on the board, you run to win the game.
That's right.
Yep. Look what happened a couple years ago to Atlanta and the Patriots. People love Mike Shanahan. The Mike Shanahan way, he's the hot coach. This, that, and the third. I'm like, yo, dude, understand something. He lost a Super Bowl up 28-3. Unheard of.
That's a fact.
Okay? Why? Because him, just like the Seattle coach, when it came down to it, you want to throw the ball in the moments where it's not called for. It's just not called for. It's like, yo, time is on our side, not theirs.
Oh, it's predictable.
Make them do something. It's like there's times where you go for a prevent. There's times you go for your 3 wide receivers, your 4 wide receivers, whatever, to spread the flow out, whatever. You know, same thing in basketball. There's time to run up and down. And then there's times where you walk the ball up.
Hold the ball down. That's a fact.
You see what I'm saying? Where you hold it down. That person, you know, Shanahan or whatever, that Atlanta game, it made me sick to my stomach. You had 2 running backs there that had, like, I think combined 200 yards or close to that up until that point. You decide to stop running the ball to give the other team more possessions. When they're down, they need more possessions. Notice when Brady and them, they wasn't running the ball with you. They wasn't going run for run. They were going pass for pass. Because why? They're down.
Sidebar.
You can't come into it.
You know what's scary?
What's that?
Sidebar. What's scary is
at least to salute everybody.
Defensive coordinator. I'm like, ain't that the guy that gave up 28 points? Let me run. I got to take this call. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right.
See you later, guys. See you later, man.
Hey, what's G Money? What's going on, my brother?
What's going on? How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Great.
Yes, look, y'all got me. I'm hoping that none of my people that I work with are Knicks fans. It's gonna be like, hey, this must be at work, and I'm seeing you on the daggone panel.
Yes, sir. Big game today, man. Big game tonight.
It is.
Big game. No Lonzo Ball potentially for New Orleans. So we just gotta go out here, execute. It's gonna be hard stopping Zion in the paint. Zion's gonna feast in the paint, man. So Zion's gonna feast in the paint. But I think if we can watch Eric Bledsoe and Ingram and contain Ingram, I think we could be fine. I think we'll win this game, but it won't be easy.
And to your point, G Money, I don't think it should be easy. I think that anything that we do moving forward, because we had talked about this before, once we get in the last half of the season and in the stretch, you know, the things that we do now will benefit us when we get to the playoffs.
Right.
And, you know, you learn your personnel, you learn what the strengths and weaknesses are. Hopefully, you learn what those combinations when you start mixing and matching the starters.
Right.
And what all that looks like, who plays what minutes. Hopefully, all that comes to play. And
yeah. Great points there. And also, like you said, Thibs has to continue to utilize the right rotations that he's been doing the past 3 games, so which is helping us. We haven't had a 4-game winning streak all season. I think this is the first time we're gonna get that. And here's the thing, though. I know we cannot control what other teams do. I get that, but I still want to give you an update. Charlotte's playing Cleveland. I think the Hornets are probably going to win today. The Heat are in Denver tonight. Jimmy Butler hurt his ankle, so we don't know if he's going to play or not. And also the fact that the Hawks are playing the Bucks tomorrow. And, yeah, so it's like, you know, we just had to take care of business. We just got to come out the right mentality. We got to limit turnovers. We got to prevent the Pelicans from going into transition, and we should be good. I think it's gonna be a tough game to win because New Orleans is a good home team while we kind of struggle on the road a little bit. But I think this Knicks team is a little bit different. So I think that this team's gonna win this game. But I think it's gonna be a tight contested game.
So my question would be this: What do you think would be our best course of action in going? We know we don't play well on the road, right? We probably get our energy up or whatever the case would be. So do you think that starting the folks that we put on the field on the floor first. They should be of the defensive mindset to be able to kind of regulate what the Pelicans are able to do in the
I
first.
think so. I think so. I think so. I think I would do that. Also, tonight we got to double team Zion. We got to double team Zion in the paint. That's what I would do to make it hard for him to score in the paint. Because again, Zion doesn't take a lot of jump shots. So if I were the Knicks, I would dare him to shoot those jump shots. That's what I would dare him to take a 3-ball. Because he doesn't take a whole lot of them. So like we both agreed, they gotta clog that paint, and they got to be physical with Zion. Be physical with him. Be physical.
So I guess
Yeah.
my only concern there would be getting guys in foul trouble, right? So I see Pele, how you say his name, Pele.
Novara
Pele. I see him getting some time tonight because in
Yeah.
that from what you just said, if Zion in the paint, Noel's going to be in foul trouble, and
Oh,
Ty's
yeah.
going to be in foul trouble early.
Oh yeah.
Early, because
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
that's the Pelicans' bread and butter. Is Zion. Give him the ball, let him go do what he does, right? And if they're able to be successful in that and get us in foul trouble, then we may have a situation to where our bigs are in trouble early in the game. And I hope that doesn't happen. Again, hope is not a strategy, but we need to have a backup plan just in case that comes to pass.
Right. Also, Pacers are in Houston tonight, so the Pacers are going to win tonight. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And also, like I said, we got to limit turnovers. The Pels like to run and get in a transition. If we can limit our turnovers, that means it gives us more possessions for us to deal with. So, if we can limit our turnovers and try to get Julius Randle going, because don't forget, Julius Randle was a former Pelican himself. Don't forget. Randle was a former Pelican. And if you're Alfred Payne was a former Pelican himself. So, I expect a big game for Julius Randle, and I hope Alfred Payne could at least try to duplicate the game against the Lakers in tonight's game, because we have 17 games to go. It's gonna come down to the stretch run. So we gotta, like I said, limit our miscues, keep the Pelicans away from transition, and also we got to try to contain Brandon Ingram, because Brandon Ingram can shoot the rock, though. I know he's not a super great shooter, but he can shoot the rock and he can penetrate to the rim. So we got to try to contain Brandon Ingram, though, and try to keep Steven Adams off the boards.
Who do you see being the unsung hero from the guy that no one really talks about that plays on the Pelicans?
There's Jackson Hayes. There's also Alexander Walker. I have a weird feeling that one of these guys are gonna have a big game. I have a weird feeling because one is the Knicks we're talking about here, and two, they do play hard. So I think we got Jackson Hayes or Alexander Walker may have a pretty good game tonight. So we gotta, and our bench has to outplay their bench, obviously. So I have to outplay their bench. So we gotta watch out for that. And and like I said, the game comes down to the wire. We got to try to contain Brandon Ingram. And also, we got to watch out for Josh Hart at the three-point line. I know he's not a great three-point shooter, but he can hit threes. So we got to watch out for Josh Hart. Thank you, Chad, for that. So, yeah, we got to watch out for Josh Hart. So those are my keys for the game. Limit turnovers, keep the Pels off transition, double team Zion in the paint, contain Brandon Ingram, watch out for the three-point shooters, and our bench has to outplay their bench.
So history tells me this, and this is not a good stat. Two things it tells me. One, which last game they kind of stepped the game up, but I always say this. Anytime you see me on or in the chat, I'm always talking about the third quarter of the game, right? Third quarter of the game is where we have a lead, we give it up. And then we play from behind in the fourth quarter for whatever reason. I don't know what that is.
Well,
we were able to overcome that last game because the Lakers had a whole bunch of turnovers. And
the Lakers were careless, didn't take good shots. I mean, our defense was locked in, don't get me wrong, but Lakers there were a lot of unforced turnovers. There were a lot of turnovers that were just crazy. And also, we got a lot of deflections and steals. So, and we clogged the paint very well. We did a good job containing Harrell and Drummond.
Yeah, facts, all facts. And the second part of that is this. whenever we're on the road, it's always, and this is why I asked you the question I just asked you. There's always some obscure person that either comes off the bench or that's in the starting five that has a poor shooting percentage that lights us up from the three or the perimeter.
Yes.
Every time we out there, it's just this guy that just comes out of nowhere, and all of a sudden he look at when we played Philly and Steph first went to the Sixers, right? We wasn't checking for Seth because he wasn't
Right.
that big a deal, and he torched us.
He killed us from the free. He killed us with jump shots. We gotta. That's what I'm saying. We gotta be aware of the shooters, though. Again, I'm a true Knicks fan. I love how the Knicks have played very well this year. But knowing the history of this team, sometimes some random guy gets a career high or something. I just
Yeah.
like noticed that. We gotta prevent that, man. It's like, yes, we're a good team that hustles and we get stops, but we got to try to prevent somebody for going crazy, and we got to pay attention to detail. Like we've been doing that the past 3 games. We got to keep doing that. So if we can keep doing that, and I think RJ is gonna have a big game today because one, he's playing against his former Duke buddy Zion Williamson. So I think RJ is gonna have a big game. I thought RJ played. He may not have played great offense, but I thought he did other things to help us win against the Lakers, like getting some stops, passing the ball. So I thought RJ did other things to help us out. I think he's going to have a big offensive game. I'd say around like 20 or 25, around that.
That would be helpful. That would definitely be helpful. But I saw somebody in the chat say that Zion versus Randle tonight would be a great matchup.
Oh yeah,
it would, but and however, my concern comes into this when we talked about before fouls, getting in foul trouble early, right?
Right.
So if we playing in New Orleans, who do you think will get the calls? Who you think going to?
Probably New Orleans.
Yeah, they're going to Zion. But I think that Randle is savvy enough, and again, he's played in that system, so he knows kind of what they do and what's going on. But at the same time, I just want to see. I want to see us play smart ball and not be sucked into that Pelicans way of playing ball, right? We have to make them play our style of basketball.
Oh yeah.
Them, in transition every 5 minutes, running up and down the court.
And we gotta try to keep the Pelicans under 100 points because New Orleans is garbage when they score under 100 points. So if we can try to, keep them below their average for the most part, I think we should be fine.
I would be interested to see who's coming off the bench tonight. Because
Right.
I think what we're going to have tonight is, and I believe in my heart of hearts. Now, I am, if anybody knows who I root for, I'm a big Obi Toppin fan, a huge Obi Toppin fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think tonight we may have a knock sighting. Shout out to Hoodie Kev. I think we may have a knock sighting, and even Frank may be coming off the bench for strictly defensive purposes to kind of throw these guys off of their game. Because we need to show them something they ain't used to see.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And by the way, we could get the 6th seed by the end of the night if we can get some help too. Because like I said, we're in New Orleans. We should win today. Miami's in Denver. I think Denver's gonna win. And I doubt the Cavs beat the Hornets, but you never know. So if things go our way, if we handle our business and we get some help, who knows? We could get the 6th seed by the end of the night.
Facts. Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how this thing kind of plays out. I would be very interested to see at the end of the night. So I think more so than wins and losses, I'm looking at kind of how we play the game. Like when Worldwide L talks about the game within the game, I want to see kind of what the mentality is, who's doing what combinations work the best, and how we can better progress going into the next game. Or what doesn't work, so we know not to try this again, and we need to do something totally different. So I'm kind of watching the game within the game tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's true. So I'll make this quick point before I have to hop off. Like I said, we got to. This is another winnable game. We gotta have the right mentality. We can't think that we're just gonna steamroll New Orleans. We gotta play 40 complete minutes. If we can do that in this game. 48 complete minutes and have the right amount of focus, we should be able to win this game, though. So That's all I have to say. It's nice chatting with you, and see you soon, man.
All right, brother. Take care. Peace.
Take care. Peace.
So here I am, solo, by myself. Kev, where you at? You scared? Can't nobody be on the phone this long. Who you talking to? Come on, Kev. Kev. So I'll sum this up by saying this, chat, and to the folks on the panel. First of all, thanks for having me. I always enjoy, coming out and participating in the panel. But tonight is it's an important game for more than one reason. All right, so we all look at the record and want to better our standings from a playoff standpoint, but more so than that, we need to look at the progression of the team, figure out who's playing what position, what role they're playing, and how they can improve that role, and that would improve everything moving forward. At the end of the day, Freezy, you there? Where Freezy at? Freezy. Carlos, salute Carlos S. Salute. What y'all want to talk about in the chat? While I'm up here doing, I'm freelancing right now. What y'all want to talk about in the chat? Peyton and Randle should have something to prove to the Pelicans. RJ competes hard versus former teammates. So to that point, I think Randle, what we don't want to have happen tonight, right? We don't want to see somebody get into an ISO basketball game. That's number one. All right, so when you get into an ISO basketball game, you're taking away from whatever the team plan is. I think Alfred Payton's game, the last game, I think that was an anomaly. If he can reproduce that effort, I salute him and go from there. But honestly, I truly believe that the efforts that Payton put up, that was something just that doesn't really happen at the beginning of the day. So salute. So but I think that RJ tonight will have a good game against well, he's not playing straight up against Zion, but I think he knows Zion's tendencies, and I think that will help us out. But Zion is a beast. Don't get it twisted. I want RJ to play his game. So he had a bad game. I'm not going to say a bad game. He didn't score a lot of points the last game. So I think he may have something to prove coming out tonight. And then to put a bow on it, he's playing against one of his former teammates. So teammates always want to show each other up. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take.
Yeah, I absolutely think that RJ going to try to show up tonight. Yo, but do you remember when Enos Cantor said that Zion Williamson wasn't nothing but Julius Randle with better hops?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Julius Randle gonna show his ass tonight. Excuse my language. I think he's gonna go off on Zion because he does play a similar role that Zion did. At least when they were, Zion is a beast. I mean, you can't say nothing negative about dude. But I think the Knicks gonna pull a victory off. I think right now we're playing. We're gonna make the game close, and we're playing better at crunch time now than we have all season. So I think that the game's gonna be close, and we're gonna pull it out like we did against Memphis.
So I would say in the last couple games, right? And this is how I look at close games. And again, we have a lead in the first half, going into the second half of the game. Third quarter, for whatever reason, we do what we do, and then the fourth quarter, we get down to the point where we had an 18-point lead. Now we're down by 2. Now we have to play basketball. You have so this is the fourth quarter. This is what you got to understand, right? Fourth quarter basketball. You have played three quarters previous to that, and depending on what your defensive assignment is going to dictate how much energy you expended on the defensive side of the ball. So if I'm putting all my energy out trying to stop you from scoring, when I finally get the ball and need to shoot, I don't have the lift in my legs to make the 3-point shot that I'm normally, I'm accurate at, and it's basically dependable whenever I throw it up. It's going to go in. But I'm tired. My legs are tired. So the ball falls short. So if we're going to expend all this energy up front, we need to change the game plan and say, okay, well, either we need to sub some people more often, or I don't need for you to be making that shot because instead of making the 3, Let's get in the paint. Let's get inside the 12 to 15 foot range, and then you shoot that shot. Threes and all
Yeah,
you can shoot.
and also need to move the ball. I think we play a lot of isolation basketball in quarters 1 through 3, and that's a problem. Like, it's helping us a little bit get back on defense. Like, if you look at how we play our offense, we usually do a dribble handoff at the top between like Julius Randle, RJ, and whoever the point guard is, be it Elfrid or Derrick Rose. Normally, that's our normal set. We come up the floor, we do a little dribble handoff. That's pretty much 60% of the game we do that. And then there'll be an isolation play on either the left side of the court for RJ, or some sort of handoff, pick and roll type look between Julius Randle and Reggie Bullock. That's most of our offense. If you watch the Knicks play, that's what we do almost every time. And that's effective in quarters 1 through 3. But we got to really, like you said about the fatigue, you could tell that isolation basketball, we don't have the playmakers to do that in the fourth quarter. We struggle to do that. We have to move the ball better in the fourth. That's just my opinion. I think that'll eliminate some of that fatigue. And, we do play hard on defense, man. I can't take that away from them. They're expending energy all the time on defense. Every one of our players plays hard on defense. You don't see us take plays off, That's a good thing.
And I think that's where, as Knicks fans, for the casual basketball fan, they're not going to get it. They're not going to get it. But in their mind, they're like, well, I'm looking at your stats, and it says that you're supposed to be, you're shooting 43, 49% from the three. Why you can't make these shots? Or, you're guaranteed to force this many turnovers. Why are we not doing that? So what the casual fan will not understand is the effort that goes into how the game is being played. When you sub, how long you're on the bench for, when you can catch a breath. And then even when you're out and you have to come back in, you still have to find your flow, right? You can't just come back. Certain players can come back off the bench and go right back to work. But that's
you know what that comes from? That mentality, or like the fan mentality where you look at the box score, that comes from 2K, right? Like if you play video games, if you got a 96 3-point, rating, it don't matter what point in the game, you got a 96 3-point rating.
Exactly. Right.
It ain't really like that when you really introduce fatigue into the game, and the emotion of the game. Maybe you just got banged on, 2 or 3 possessions ago. You still thinking about, damn, I just got banged on. The crowd.
That's an important point, because what you don't get when you're not on the floor, you don't see what's going on. You don't see that for the last 3 quarters. I've been pulling on your shorts. I've been elbowing you in your ribs. I've been in your ear talking about everything that your feet too big, your ears too big, your breath stink, all that, man. I'm giving you the business, right? I'm in your head. So in the fourth quarter, when somebody passes you the ball and you see me coming, all you're thinking is about everything I've been doing to you all night. So that's a shot that you normally 100% getting, you're not making that, and that's a factor in the game, and people don't get that. That's how people get X and whatnot.
Yeah, I also think it's a lot of people that really maybe never play organized basketball. Like a lot of the fans either play or coach. Really, you got some people who coach like youth basketball. You see the game a different way. You know what I'm saying?
You do.
So like, I say the biggest problem with the offense, a lot of people say the Knicks offense is real stagnant. It's real slow pace.
Mm-hmm.
But there are benefits to that. Like what people don't understand is like why Tom Thibodeau's teams are so good on defense is a real talk, is because they're a little bit slower on offense. They're not having to run back and being out of position where they have to guard the wrong man. They're in a situation normally where the offense is 7-8 seconds left on the shot clock, and now because of 7-8 seconds, there wasn't a ton of movement on offense. You're not put in a position where you're getting back trying to have a mismatch, immediately mismatched. It's not like that. Most of the time, when we get back on defense, you're guarding your man already. You're already in the right spot to guard your man. And that's why we play so good on defense. That's why literally top 5 at almost every category on defense. You can't have that high pace and be top 5 in every category. It just doesn't. It's not going to mesh. It's not going to work. If you can, you're going to be a perennial championship team. If you can be fast and get back like that on defense, you're going to be the best team in the NBA. But nobody that's why it's important for us to speed up a little bit and still try to maintain that defense. But it's difficult to do that. I can't name one team that has a high pace that plays well defensively, and that's because they're going to be out of position off the rebound. They're going to always be out of position.
They're always in transition offense or transition defense.
Yeah, and let's be real. Transition defense is in the NBA these days. Everybody is a maximum athlete. There's no such thing as transition defense. Yeah. You're gonna get banged on over and over and over again.
Or you're gonna get charged unless you got good hands. I mean, it is what it is. But I think to our point, there are three fundamental things that we need to focus on tonight, right? We need to limit turnovers, we need to get rebounds, and we need to make free throws. Those three things right there, if we can do those, we are more apt to win the game than not. But what you can't allow the Pelicans to do is get second and third chances on the offensive side of the ball. So we need to be able to rebound first and foremost, and then regardless of whether we're pushing the ball up court or whether we're walking the ball up court, I leave that to the people that decides to floor the game. But you cannot allow the Pelicans to get second and third chances at their end of the court. And in the instances that we do get a call and somebody calls a foul on Randle, because I think the foul getters tonight will be Randle, RJ, Noel, and Taj. I think that's where the foul calls come, because those are the people that should be operating in the paint, right? So, but they got to make those free throws. If you're on the line, if you're on that candy stripe and you don't and you can't capitalize, that's a problem.
Shout out. I will say it's a good point you're making here, especially with the rebounds. Like, if we look at the Memphis game, not long ago, a couple of days ago, we struggled on the offensive glass bad, but somehow we pulled it out. And I think that the reason we were able to pull it out, look at RJ, man, he made 3 big ass free throws. Like, free throws are a major key, but we can't get bullied. And I'm going to be real with you. I think the biggest problem we're going to have, I don't think Zion's going to give us trouble. I don't think that Brandon Ingram going to give us a ton of trouble because, y'all might not like Reggie Bullock on offense, but my man can play defense. I think the biggest problem we're going to have is Steven Adams, bro. That dude is an animal, man. He's different. He's built differently.
I will always say, whenever we travel, right, think about this. Think about this for a minute. Think about all the away games that we played. And think about all the times that we've come up short. It's never been against the marquee guy.
That's a fact.
It's never been against the guy that whatever blog you pull up, whatever stat, whatever box score you're looking at, whoever that top guy is, that's not the person that's giving us problems. It's that dude that's sitting. He's the seventh man off the bench. His 3
It's Alizé.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Alizé.
The dudes that we don't know about.
Exactly.
We don't know about. Killer.
Those are the guys that scare me, because, and I say that because of this. They wouldn't if I had a little bit more confidence in our perimeter defense. But for whatever reason, whoever's hot on the perimeter during the game, that's who cooks us every time.
And some of those fast front or some of those fast backcourt players like Colin Sexton and shit like that, they're trash in real. Like, if you look at them, it's like, man, they can't really do much, but they so fast they break our defense down. Like, John Moran is another one. I'm not saying he's trash, but I said John Moran is a monster. But he was just so much faster than our guards. You could see it. Like, he was up the floor before we were even close. Like,
absolutely. So
those little fast guys on the wing and on the perimeter in the backcourt, they give us a lot of trouble. It's been like that for 5 years though.
Yeah. We're not talking about nothing new. We've seen I guess the silver lining in the cloud here is we're getting better at recognizing it, and it doesn't happen as frequently, but it still happens. But that's something that we're going to have to address it at some point. But tonight, I just want us to go in, and I was talking to somebody else a little bit ago, and what I want from this team tonight is I want the win. That's number one. Don't get it twisted. That's what I want to see. I want to see a W.
Of course. We Knicks fans, baby. Fuck all of that talk about tanking. Anybody talk about tanking?
Ain't nobody saying that. I don't use a T word. I never use a T word ever. But more so than what I want to see is this. I want to watch the game within the game to figure out moving forward as we get towards the playoffs, what that combination of the roster is going to be, who's on the floor at the same time, what that work rest cycle is going to be, and who just perpetuates, our efforts and whatever the game plan is moving forward. That's what I'm looking for. I take the win all day long, but more important than that, I want to know what we can do tonight to facilitate and put into some type of game plan mindset moving forward from a personnel standpoint, right? And what combinations play together more so than others.
Yeah, I mean,
Let Zion
we gotta
get his, and let's stop everybody else.
And really, this is preparation for the playoffs, man. This really is like this time of year is like you can go into the playoffs going backwards, or you can go into the playoffs going forward. And like you see teams that back into the playoffs, they get escorted out pretty fast. They don't make it any noise at all. I'd much rather be in a situation where we're not like, we're playing close to our best basketball. If we had Mitch right now, I think we would have won. What game did we just drop? Oh man. We just dropped like two straight. I can't remember who we were facing, but I know for a fact that we'd have had Mitch, Noel would have been able to sit his ass down and take a breath, and we'd have won. We'd have ended up winning one of those games. We'd already be on a 4-game win streak, I think. Man, but what do y'all think about Mitch? I think he's gonna come back before the
rebounds too.
Yeah, we
so offensive rebounds and more
rebounding has been a problem for us on a quietly as kept. Rebounding from a team perspective,
all year,
a problem all year.
Yeah,
all year, right? So what we can't do is this, right? Mitch is we miss Mitch, right? We miss the contributions that he's a rim protector.
Well, really, we miss him in the rotations. Just the rotation, it throws everything off having to play Taj this many minutes. Like Taj, no doubt, is a great player, but he shouldn't be playing 26 minutes in the game. Like
that's
just don't have it. Don't have it.
Right. We talked about that fatigue factor, right? So I'm 50 plus years old right now, right? And back in the day, I could get out there and hold my own against some young boys. I could, but right now today, if I got to go out there, I'm gonna give you about 3 good minutes, and I'm shooting elbows and ribs and all kind of stuff. I'm grabbing your shorts, the whole 9, whatever we got to do to win, right? So, but that's not the game to play. But I think from that standpoint, from
you're gonna be.
Go ahead.
Man.
Well, from that point, it would be from a Todd standpoint, he definitely doesn't need to be playing. Him and D Rose both, right? They're limited minutes they're going to be able to play. Period.
Hey fellas,
so
I gotta get back in the
once you go past the amount of minutes that they're able to play, then you're in a pickle because now you got to find somebody to replace them. Who's going to replace that performance on the floor? Who do we go to if those guys are not in the game? That's when you go deeper into your bench, and that's when fans gonna get all up in their feelings, and that's when we start talking about the Kevin Knoxes and the Frank Ntilikina and Pell and all these other guys that come in because when you feel like when somebody comes into the game they're supposed to perform a certain way, and that's not gonna happen. Oh my goodness, what just happened? What just took place? Okay, well come on back. Come on back. So while we're waiting for folks to come back in the room in the chat, just tell me, give me a game prediction tonight. What do you think the score will be tonight? Pelicans versus Knicks. Give me some predictions. Come on, people. Come on. It's 73 people in here. It don't take y'all that long to answer this question. What is going to be the score tonight? Somebody give me a realistic score. Realistic score. Come on. You want me to tell you mine? I can give you mine. Let's see here. I don't know, Bodega. He might be, but you never know. You never know what comes about in these games because what you read in the media you can't always trust. You can't always trust that. You can't.
My bad, man. My phone clicked off.
It's all good. Things happen.
I missed what we was talking about. You talking about the score?
Yeah, what's the score? What do you think the score is going to be tonight?
I think Knicks gonna win a close one. I think it's gonna be under 100 though. I think it's gonna be like 97, 94, something like that. Knicks gonna win though.
Okay, all right. Who do you think the I guess I won't say the MVP is going to be for tonight, but who do you think will have the biggest impact on the game tonight?
I think to be honest, this gonna sound crazy. I think Alfred, man. I think Alfred gonna show up. I think he's gonna show up because he don't want to. I think he want to rub it in on the Pelicans. A little bit for let them go and shit. But I don't trust Alfred Payton by any stretch of the imagination.
Okay.
But I think he'll show up tonight. I want y'all to see something real quick. I'm out here in Florida. I'll turn the camera.
Where you at in Florida?
Beautiful water. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, that looks like the Bay. Are you on the Bay?
Yeah, I'm at Tampa Bay right now.
Guess where I live at?
Oh, I live in Palm Harbor.
I live in Tampa. I live in New Tampa.
Oh, okay. Shit. I used to work out there at Ybor.
Yo, that's what's up.
Yeah, small world, man. I'm from up top, though. I'm from New York, but I moved down here because of all this coronavirus shit, man. I got kids. They got to go to school. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm going to tell you, the picture he just showed you at the Bay, now I'm going to tell you something. If you've never been to Tampa, you come to Tampa. There, you get both sides. You get that. You can go in Florida. You can go to the Atlantic side, or you can go to the Gulf side. Gulf means
I'm on Gulf to Bay right now. I'm on Gulf to Bay Road.
See, boy, look here.
Yeah, you know what that's at, right? Like I'm on a little pull-off front of Gulf to Bay Road. Yeah, straight up. What is that?
I do. It's crazy that we living in Florida, but we serious Knicks fans, right? But
facts, bro.
I'm gonna tell you something about. So when you come to Florida, right, you will be people from all walks of life, right? And
a lot of people from New York up here. A lot,
especially during the wintertime. You get what we call snowbirds, right? Snowbirds.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't live in Florida, snowbirds are people that come from up north, from Michigan, New York, Philadelphia,
even
Canada, yeah. And they come down to Florida during the winter months. And they stay here up until probably around this time, April to May. And then they go back home because now they're starting to thaw out. The freeze is about to lift for all that kind of stuff, right? But I'm telling you something right now. There is no place in the world I would rather be than Tampa, Florida. I'm just being
real. That's a fact.
I'm just being real. If you don't know, you better ask somebody.
And look, all y'all people who live in New York, I lived in the Bronx. I live off Davidson, at Crescent. That's a bad area in the Bronx. My family from Morocco. You know what I'm saying? I'm first generation. So like, I love the Bronx. Don't get it twisted. I'm a fan of the Bronx. I'm a fan of Astoria. I met some good, beautiful Dominican women out there. You know what I'm saying? But when I say this with a straight face, 100%, Tampa Bay is where it's at, man. It's the reason why we won all the championships out here. They won hockey. They in it for the finals with the Heat. You know what I'm saying? They won the Super Bowl. It's the reason. It's the place to be, bro. This is much better than New York, bro.
This is it. Shout out to Tone Boo. Tone Boo, you in Orlando? Is that where you at? Because I got some time in Orlando too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got them theme parks out there. We got Busch Gardens up in here, but y'all got the Epcot and ESPNs and all that out there. But we do what we do. But
I'm new out here though. I just moved out this area in like July. I moved out here in July.
Really?
Yeah, I just moved out here because of the coronavirus shit, man. I'm not even joking. I got 3 kids, man. So like, they gotta go to school. My kids is good, but like they not that good. They don't listen that well. They need to go to class, man. And this online school shit is not, bruh. That's all I'm saying. This online school shit was not working. I could tell because I got a 13-year-old. That's my son. And man, I tell you, when I say this, bruh, where we was living at, it was he was about 30 minutes from jail, dog. You know what I mean? Like he was about 30 minutes from his ass making a bad decision. So we had to get him out of there. You know what I'm saying? We had to get him out of there.
I'm gonna tell you something, brother. The best thing in the world, number one, on a serious note, the best thing, and we all football basketball fans, and we connected through this Knicks thing, right? But more importantly, I consider everybody in the chat on the panel. I consider y'all brothers and sisters, right? So at the end of the day, if there's ever anything that can be done within the group, that shoot a flare up. Let somebody know what you need. But
That's a fact.
I say all that to say this: the best thing in life is to be able to have options, understanding what situation you're in, and then understanding how to make that situation better, and not being afraid to reach out to somebody and say, "Hey, listen, this is what I got going on right now. Do you know of anything that can help me? And this is where I'm trying to go. Do you know anybody that can help me get there?" And that's the most important part, for people to have options. But because the people are most dangerous when they feel like they don't have any options at all. That's when people get dangerous. When you feel like you're backed into a corner and you ain't got nothing else to do, you think this is your last straw, this the only outlet I got, you make a dumb decision. And that's going to just jack everything else up. But I would say this, from a New York Knicks fan perspective, I'm telling you, we family. It's Knicks family. So whenever you in need, reach out and let somebody know. How my grandmother used to tell me back in the day when I was growing up, a hush mouth don't get fed. So you keep your mouth closed and you're hungry. Guess what? You're gonna go to bed hungry. If you're hungry, you better tell somebody, "Hey, what you want to eat? Hey, I need to get me some. I want some of them biscuits, them homemade biscuits you made. Give me some of that Southern fried chicken. Give me some rice and gravy. And if you can see yourself clear, and I know you got to go out in the garden and pick them right, and then wash them off. And I'm probably telling you a little late, but if I can get some of them collard greens or the mustard greens, that'll be on point too. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I'm trying to get a full meal in me. That's all. You heard me?
Now, one thing I say about the Knicks family, man, and just in general, like we've been through, like, all Knicks fans. If you're a real fan rider, man, y'all all got a similar story. We none of us is millionaires. None of us, you know what I'm saying? None of us. I don't know none of them except Stephen A. Smith. That's out here really, that's a real Knicks fan. That's out here really with paper. They hate on us so heavy. They hate on the Knicks so much, bro. Like it's a whole bunch of reporters that made their bones off covering the Knicks, and then they turned Max Kellerman, prime example. The only reason he's relevant is boxing. He's a good boxing analyst.
And
two is the New York Knicks. Without the New York Knicks, he never would be on ESPN. And now he got the nerve to turn around, pull his pants down, and shit on the Knicks. After they made him what he is, bro. Without us, without the Knicks, he wouldn't be shit, bro. Like that should be frustrating me to no end, man.
Let me tell you something, right? Well, first of all, let me shout out Tone Boo. Most definitely, we're gonna have to link up, my brother. Definitely. Whether I got to come to you or you can come here, we definitely got to link up. But I'll tell you something about these so-called major media type personalities, right? And I know for a fact, if you're not in here right now, you're gonna rewatch this podcast at some point because I watched the repost. There's 65 people in here right now. First of all, I need for the likes to match how many people in the building. So go ahead and get them likes up, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when Uncle Freezy goes live. Let's go ahead and do that. First and foremost, that's business. So once we get the business out the way, let's go here. For all you people that's in here, or all you people that's watching after the fact, you're going to go back because I promise you at some point I'm going to be on ESPN, on Fox Sports or somewhere, and I'm going to hear a take that somebody talked about on this show today. I promise you.
Oh, that's 100% fact, bro. I can quote you. Look, I can quote you. I don't mean to I'm going to show love on the Knicks Fan TV show or whatever. I heard a take that CP had, and the take was before the season started. The word for word take he said was, "We know Thibodeau is going to start the veterans. We know he's going to play Alfred. We know Austin Rivers is probably not going to be doing much except coming off the bench." And it's like word for word. This is what was said on ESPN. Word for word. It's like, bro, you definitely watched the show. You definitely took that and you ran with that as a quote unquote beat writer for the Knicks. You ain't no fucking beat writer. You just a beat listener. You listen to a hot take and then you repeated it when you got because you got a bigger platform. It's ridiculous, bro. They don't. And another thing, man, is a lot of these local shows in New York, like I can't think of their name right now. It's a radio show. I want to say like Boomer or something. When they talk about the Knicks, bro, they don't even watch the games. You could tell they don't watch the games. They don't even watch the team play. Like, how can you comment on a team you don't even have any knowledge about, man? Like, that shit's frustrating. I watch every game, bro. Every single game. I can tell you what the offense looks like. Like,
yeah,
it's ridiculous to me. It's ridiculous.
The things that they miss, and I think this is where major media does a disservice to the public, is this. When you are commentating off of highlights that you see, you don't get to see those plays that are not going to be captured in the statistics, right? You're not going to see somebody, stepping in the passing lane and knocking a ball out of bounds. You're not going to see somebody hustling for the ball or diving for the ball on the floor.
Or closing out on a three-point shooter. They don't get the block, but they closed out correctly, no foul.
Exactly.
Like, that should be a stat. In my opinion, I don't know how you quantify that, but that's a stat. If you close out and you don't foul, especially these days, do you see that flagrant they call? Oh my God. Bro, that's off topic, but bro, that flagrant, I was looking at the screen like, what, where is it at? Like, what is this?
I'm surprised my TV is still surviving right now. The only reason I ain't picked it up and threw it down the stairs because it's bolted to that mount right there, and that's too much work for me. But anytime other than that, I've been threw that thing out the window because I'm telling you right now.
But you see, I know you watched the games because you knew exactly what I was talking about, and I didn't even give no context. I just said, "Do you know that flagrant?" You knew exactly what I was talking about. Like, that flagrant was ridiculous. I don't know. That's probably the worst call I think I've ever seen. And the referees have been doing some just ridiculousness this year. The referees, bro, like, I'm not one to complain about the refs normally, but some of the shit I've been seeing this year, bro, it's like, it's bad. Like, it's really, really bad. You could tell that they're giving preferential treatment to certain players and certain teams. And it's not even the home team. No. It could be a away team. It could be anything. It's not even home cooking. It's just, this is the narrative that the NBA wants, and this is who the teams they want to be there. So these are the calls they're getting. Like, and it's crazy to me. Some of the times it's like, it's blatant. It seems blatant.
So this is, I think, where and I agree to what you're saying, right? But at the same time, I also believe this. This is where we kind of missed the boat. And this is what I almost say missed the boat. This is what we forget. You got to remember that in this day and age, the era that we're going through right now, the referees that officiated the game from the 90s to the 2000s, all those guys are retiring now. All of them.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a new era. It's a new era, refs.
So we have to give these officials a moment to get their footing and figure out, what they should call, what they shouldn't call. Because right now, they're like a private out of basic training, right? When a private comes out of basic, you're going by what everything your drill sergeant told you to do, that's what you live by. That's the law.
Yeah, but I think you make a good point about it being a new era, but I think that's also part of the problem is because in this new era, the Knicks been losing. So it's like almost a recency bias for these refs. It's like the Knicks aren't that good. They must be doing something. They definitely fouling. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't get the benefit of the doubt. It seems like a lot of our play, like RJ go to the rack, get no call. Right. And it's like, yo, my man got an armed robbery happened.
He got mugged.
The man pulled the glizzy out. You know what I'm saying? He pulled the gun on him. It took the bag of money right from him. And there's no call at all. It's highway robbery. They carjacking RJ at the rim. No call. Not even close to a call. Referee didn't even breathe heavy on the whistle. It ain't even there. Nope, we breathing that one back in. It's not a call. I don't understand it, bro. And that's the bullshit I be seeing on a regular basis.
So I would agree to disagree. And I would agree to the point that you made that we do see guys in the paint and not getting the calls that we think that they should get. But at the same time, this is what you have to do in that situation. You have to force the point, right? So if I'm coming in the paint, there are two things. One or two things are going to happen. Either one, the foul that you have to give to me to stop me from getting to the hole is going to be so obvious that you can't help but to call that call. Or two, that with the move that I put on you, I'm going to intimidate you so much because I'm coming to the hole. You're going to get out of the way. Those are
but that's, you're right. But I mean, that's I guess the problem a little bit with RJ's game is he more of a finesse finisher at the rack. He's not going to rise up and bang it on you with the left or the right hand. He is not built like that. And I don't know if it's him not being built like that or if
that's not
it's maybe. I don't know if it's like how he was, I guess, taught when he was younger. Because I don't know. They don't play. He played most of his basketball in Canada, and they in America. If you 6'7", the coach on the sideline is cussing your ass out if you don't bang that. Like you better bang that shit. You better. What are you doing? Bang it on. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know if it's how he was coached or brought up or whatever, but he likes the Euro and he likes that finesse finish at the paint. And that shit is not working right now. He do the same move James Harden does. James Harden get the call, and there's no way RJ getting the call. Yeah, and you can tell me when he was a rookie, okay. But now my man is playing 40 minutes a game, 36 minutes a game. You got to give him the call. If he makes the same move, you got to give him the call, bro. Like, and that's the shit that be irking me. But you are 100% right, bro. When you said it's a new era, we got to give them a little break to the refs.
You do, but I think at the same time, as these guys continue to progress and move forward, and the more they're in the media and in mainstream media, and they start talking about RJ and the thing that he does, he'll start getting those calls. Right? Same thing with Randle. Randle's an all-star. Randle don't get all those calls, right? So
he gets his share though. Like he'll get a lot of calls shooting jumpers that I'm shocked at. Like he'll get the call, he's shooting a jumper. I'm like, that's a favorable call. But
you'll get some, but I done seen some that he done got down in the lane, and that's part of the reason that he want to beat up refs and everything else, and get ejected from games and whatnot. That's not good. That's not good,
man. One thing I say about Randle and why I had a huge argument. I think it was about 2 days ago with CP on this channel, and I was telling him, "What are you saying?" Because he's talking about tanking. Like that's what his real thought process was like. It's like, what are you saying? We finally got a player in Julius Randle that is he's willing to work in the offseason.
Yep.
You see a player that is willing, no matter what the coach is doing, coronavirus, people dying, masks up, and he is still in the gym working in the offseason. And we're gonna risk losing him by making him sit on the bench and lose games?
No, we're not doing that.
When you got somebody willing to put the time in for free in the offseason, he's not getting paid. No coach is yelling at him. He's just getting better on purpose. He want to get better. He's getting better. And like, we want to lose? What are you smoking on? What are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's unbelievable to me. But that's why I like the team we got now. I like them a lot. I like all the players, man. I feel like they want to win. They want to work hard. They want to win. That's the most important part.
They do. And I'm going to tell you, first of all, and I'm watching the chat before I say this. I'm watching the chat, and I'm about to talk to the camera. So, first of all, you shouldn't listen to CP. That's number one. You shouldn't do that. That's number one. Number two, I think that Randall's work ethic coming from last year will benefit us going into the offseason, because that same work ethic that he put in then, he's able to kind of share that with the guys moving forward. So the OBs, the Quickleys, and these guys will be able to go into the offseason and continue to build on that camaraderie that's just going to make the team better at the end of the day. That's
a little bit of that accountability from a veteran. Julius Randle, if Julius Randle comes back and he's in good shape and he's making plays again next year, you look like an idiot if somebody is really willing to put the whole team on their back and you can't get off the couch in the offseason. You look like the problem. You are the problem at that point. And the whole team, it's something to be said when your teammates hold you accountable and don't have to come from the coach. When it comes from your own teammates and they telling you, yo, you got to bust your ass, what you doing? That's when you win. That's the culture you want on your team. It doesn't matter who the player is, who the coach is. If the other players on the team will hold the other players on the team, that's a winning culture. That is what you need to build. And we finally have some semblance of that forming in New York. And it hasn't been there in I don't even know how long.
Ever. Yeah.
97, maybe 98. Well, I say 99. Because we went to the final, you know what I'm saying? So maybe 99 has been since then that we have a team like that. Finally.
You know what's amazing to me is this, and what the bright spot of the last game was this. If you remember when I think it was Reggie Bullock, or no, either Reggie Bullock or Nerlens Noel. Something happened. He went up for a shot, and fell outside on the foul on the out of bounds line, and the whole team gathered off the bench to pick him up. Come on now. Come on now.
That's what you want. That's what you need. That's a team.
I'm telling you right now. I believe this in my heart of hearts. If you went to one of those guys right now and said, "Hey, listen, based on some of the things that are out of our control, we're gonna have to let you go. I mean, you won't be able to play for this team anymore." I think that's gonna be a problem for them because these guys actually play. I believe in my heart of hearts they actually play for one another, and that is hard to find in any walk of life.
Hey guys, I gotta go. I got an appointment that I gotta catch.
All right, Free.
I got it. Hey man, I was loving this conversation, man. I'm right here. I'm just listening. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I gotta catch this appointment, man. The eye doctor, y'all know how it is with the eye doctor. If you miss it, they're gonna make you wait 6 weeks to get another one.
Most definitely. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Hey, so I'm gonna end it right here, man. Thank y'all for holding it down for me, man.
Salute.
Yeah, all right, peoples. Hey, so I'm gonna end it right here, man. Thank y'all for holding it down for me.